on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here on a happy day edition. And how do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them. I promise I'll try to get back to being more consistent if my apartment doesn't flood out. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of all the rain. I'm tired of all the tropical storms, all the hurricanes. Can they get the hell out of the way so we could do the Evolution of Sports Talk Television? Because we got Bucs and Bengals on Saturday night. And I get it. It's a pre-season game. But I know you're pumped up just like I am. So here we go. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. That's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. Do you think the first team starters will start for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Should they start for the Bucs? Do you want to see Baker Mayfield out there? Do you want to see, I don't think you're going to see Mike Evans. Do you want to see Chris Godwin? Or do you want to see the young kids? You know, it's been a while since we've talked, but 6 days ago, Tristan Wirfs signed an extension. And I didn't get a chance to talk to my webheads out there on Facebook Live, on Instagram Live, on TikTok. People are contacting me right now because we're on I Love St. Pete and my messenger. That's what you hear right now, the little beep. And I definitely know we want to go out to the phone lines here, so we'll hold off on the phone lines, but the phone lines are open. I'll give out the phone number. Like I always say, I set the table and you come to eat. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. What are your expectations for Saturday's game? What do you think about Tristan Wirfs for the next 6 years? Here comes the money.
Here comes the money.
I mean, not only did it rain this week, but Jason Light was making it rain with Tristan Wirfs through this offseason. I told you guys. I told you. In Light we trust. I said this a couple of months ago. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to all the rumors. Don't listen to the national media. The national media is just here to piss you off. I'm here to, push your buttons a little bit, make you think about things because, I'm the Rolex reporter giving you something to think about. But I told you that they would get these extensions done, and they did. And I go back to Mike Evans saying, this team is better. What do you say? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So let's go out to our commenters here, to the web heads, because if you don't know what the sports web is, it's a cross between a TV, a radio show without the station, where you can actually call in. So let's go ahead and go out to the phone lines here. We want to start it off. Not a bad day at the job, but you know what? You guys make this happen for me. I look forward to Monday nights. I look forward to Wednesday nights, and this is why. Let's go out to the Tribal Troll.
Acknowledge me.
Mr. Roger Shue, leading it off.
That's right.
Evolution. Yes, sir.
So Tribal Troll getting funky like a monkey, baby.
Well, you stand by for a moment here. Hold on. We got Roger Shue, the Tribal Troll, and we'll come out to you. All right. Stand by. Let's go back out to Roger because the phone lines are packed. The expectations are there. What are your expectations on Saturday night, Bucs fans? And oh, by the way, if you think we're just, going to be doing post-game shows, think again. As I kind of put it out there on the JP Peterson show, which can be seen and heard here on Monday through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We're going to be doing also tailgate shows, pregame shows. For you fans, we're going to get that opportunity. So without further ado, Roger, go ahead, and we'll go out to the phone lines here after you have to say. So stand by. Go ahead, Roger.
First in the chat, first on the phone, first in your heart. But unfortunately, I don't think you're going to see the Bucs starters on Saturday night.
Okay, and why is that?
Why risk the injury? If they do, put them in for a series, and that's it.
Okay. All right.
What do you think?
No, I think you're exactly right, and I think Todd Bowles has been non-committal on this. He hasn't really talked about. And I know people are calling in here, so I get to your phone calls in just a moment. I know the phone lines are going to be packed up tonight because I know you're excited like I am. And I know you're tired of the inclement weather. Yes, go ahead.
I think that's the same reason that the Bears didn't play any of the starters in the Hall of Fame game. It's like, why?
Well, right.
You're just risking injury for nothing.
Exactly. And you don't want to take the chance. And when it comes down to preseason football, it's all about keeping the guys healthy.
Absolutely.
So, all right. What else, Roger?
That's it, man. Just wanted to say, hey, it's going to be a great show, everybody. And KR, thank you for donating. Greatly appreciated.
Yes, I love that. And the super chat, YouTube super chats are open. So if you want to donate, if you love the content here on the evolution of sports talk television, get it done. If you like Facebook stars, if you like the 2 to 500,000 reach nationally of this show, that is all you, Bucs Nation.
And we do love it.
Yes,
that's why we're all here watching. So everybody, do Pete a favor, donate.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
If it's $1, $2, $5, whatever you can do, help a brother out.
Appreciate you, Roger. Thank you very much. Open phone lines. Now you can call back in 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We got Leo Haggerty, the legend himself, former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports, which I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I'm a part of Amped Up Sports. Full steam ahead, my friends. USF, Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. We're covering it. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you calling from? You're on the Evolution.
USF, Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Hey, this is Micah.
What's going on, Micah? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. So I just wanted to just ask, not ask questions, but talk about, because I put it in the comments, but I'll just ask now.
Sure, go for it.
My first one was, do you think Sterling Shepard is going to pretty much do better in a sense than Trey Palmer and Russell Gage?
Well, I think I think it's certainly a possibility, right? Because he's got the chemistry at this point.
Exactly.
But that's, a position battle that you have to watch, because all we heard here, Micah, is that, Jalen McMillan has been showing out. What we heard today.
Yeah, I'm excited about him.
Catching a deep pass, finally getting that timing down with Baker Mayfield. So, they got a lot of good problems there, if you will. Rack Jarrett, nobody's talked about him. Raheem Jarrett, one of their draft picks from last year. So is Shepard going to make this team? He may have to make this team in special teams. That's going to be a position battle that you have to watch at the end of the day. Stand by, Michael. Hold on a sec. Hey, caller, stand by. Hold the line here. We're going to finish up with Micah, and then we'll come out to you, and then we'll go out to Leo. Leo, stand by. We got lots of calls tonight. Go ahead, Micah. Finish up.
Finish up with Micah, and then we'll come out to you.
Fuck the Bucs.
Okay, all right. The call was great until he did that. So there you go. I don't know what he's saying, but what's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Peter, you got to know who it is there, brother. It's KR. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, KR. I mean, I'm trying to go through my list here. My phone's blowing up, and I got this guy who looks like he's putting out a good call, and then he says, F the Bucs. So this is what you get for that, buddy.
This guy.
All right.
These trolls are just trolling, unfortunately. Well, you know what? It's been a great day. Today was the Bucs military appreciation training camp practice. I got to attend it with my pops and my little brother, so it was a really great experience. And hoorah,
Devil Dog, because I nearly was a Marine 2 weeks away from graduating Marine boot camp there in Parris Island, South Carolina. Thank God for that, because I broke my ankle, couldn't qualify with the M16 32 times, so I have some, if you will, some respect, some mutual respect for all the Marines out there, especially military personnel, fighting for the right, so we can do shows like this, my friend.
Yes, sir. You definitely get an honorary title of it, sir. So it's just, and it was a great day, even though with the weather was being a little crazy this morning for practice. But we have overall, I saw a lot of effort, a lot of heart. It feels like this team is literally meshing together as we speak. Just watching them play together, they're learning together, they're growing together to try to be one big unit. And that's the one thing that I noticed from both outside camp and then when they move over to the practice facility. Once it started, the weather got bad, the team was just looking spot on, and they just looked great, and they feel like they're going to really show us something this year. And I know fans, we got to be excited. We got to be pumped because football is back officially. And it's now the, time to just celebrate and enjoy our sport that we do love and our favorite team that we support.
Yeah, absolutely, KR. And I did not forget you, my friend. I definitely owe you chicken wings and food. But what do you want to see on Saturday night? Do you want to see the first team starters start? Or do you want who are the guys you want to see? Who are the guys you're focusing on?
I would say I want to see the starters play so we can kind of get a little vanilla of the offense so we can kind of see how they're progressing with it and how they're learning the new terminology under Liam Cohen. And I'm definitely looking forward to, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to show a little bit of something. But I know because it's preseason and we do not want the injury bug, it's okay if they don't play Saturday night or until the last game, which would be Miami. I do want to see Trey Palmer and Jalen McMillan. They're looking like they're playing like studs right now in camp, and I want to see those guys get a lot of reps and let's see what their value is worth. And also Kate Otten, I was hearing a lot of good vibes and things for him today at camp, so it was very, very interesting.
It is very interesting. What did you think about Tristan Wirfs and the re-signing of him? Once again, Jason Light getting it done, $140 million the next 6 years there. $88 million guaranteed to sign his name. We're on the wrong business, my friend.
We are. And you want to know something interesting?
Yes.
I actually got to meet Tristan today and got a picture with him. The man is the myth, the legend. He is all worth the money. He is a great dude and a great, centerpiece of this core team value. And I'm just looking forward to him, staying in the Bay and hopefully becoming a first ballot Hall of Famer as a Buccaneer, because the guy is definitely worth it.
KR, he definitely has the opportunity to do that. And once again, have faith in Light. In Light we trust. Light gets it done. So we'll see what happens here because once again, $22 million the Bucs have in cap room. So maybe there's a possibility they make some more moves. This ain't the Tampa Bay Rays, my friends. This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
My God, we're not going to even go there, Peter.
No, we're not, my friend. We are not. KR, thanks a lot for the call, man. Appreciate you. Use that second call if you want to, okay?
Yes, sir, brother. And also, SummerSlam was great. I know we're going to talk about it later on Turnbuckle Talk.
Yes, you call in and we'll talk SummerSlam on Turnbuckle Talk at 10:30, all right?
All right, buddy. We'll talk. Go Bucs. Thank you.
Go Bucs, absolutely.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. All right, without further ado, I've let him wait long enough. I'm going to get him into this show here because he's looking forward to it. I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to take all the phone calls. I knew it was going to be a busy night. It's going to be a busy night on Saturday night. I expect it. Here we go. Former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. And once again, full steam ahead with Amped Up Sports. As you can tell, I'm amped up there. Lots of great people behind the scenes making reels, making videos, promoting this show, promoting the evolution, and the future is bright because I'm telling you right now, guys, not only are we going to try to do, we're going to do shows. There's no try about it. We're going to do shows before the games, during the home sessions there at tailgates, but we're going to find away watch party. Also, we're going to find a bar. Let's go out to Leo Haggerty. Leo Haggerty, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. A busy night, my friend, and calls and just excitement at this point. Let's start it off here with Tristan Wirfs. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but we assumed that Jason Light and Light We Trust would get this extension done with Wirfs, and sure enough, he gets it done in tune of 5 years, $140 million. $140 million contract, $88 million guaranteed for the next 6 years. He will be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Your thoughts? Welcome to the evolution.
Peter, I hope you're right that he's going to be there for the next 6 years. Here's the scary part. They just dropped $140 million on the left tackle.
Yeah.
Okay? That's scary. Only because of the cap hit they're going to take for an offensive lineman. Tristan Wirfs held all the cards here because the Bucs did not want him to come to the end of that contract, because then it would have become a bidding war, and it would have cost him $160 to keep him. So yeah, This was a smart move by Jason Light and the Bucs. The problem was it's going to affect them down the road. And remember now, that $88 million comes off the top right away.
Sure.
So when you get to the fourth year, it's going to be non-guaranteed money.
Well,
it may be a point where they can't afford him anymore.
Right.
Let's go back to the Lightning. Remember when they signed Vinny Cavalier?
Yes.
For 10 years.
Yes.
And when the new ownership comes in and says, we can't do this. We got to get rid of them because it's long-term contracts are good. And I know what Jason Light is thinking. That cap is just going to go up year after year after year. But if it doesn't, now you got a problem. But I'll tell you what. Is there a better tackle in the NFL than Tristan Wirfs? No, hell no. Hell no. He's the best offensive tackle. Play right side, can play left side, doesn't matter. He is a multi-positional tackle. Name me another one that can do that. There aren't any, Peter. This was a good move. It solidifies that offensive line for at least 3 years, maybe 4.
Yeah.
And then you got plenty of time to deal with it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you've been in coaching for a long time. Are you surprised that the transition was so quick and so flawless, if you will, because you watched Wirfs last year? Have you ever seen this from a young player before? And, he could be a Hall of Famer with the way he's going at this point. I mean, the way he started off his career already with the Super Bowl, coming in his rookie year. Are you surprised that transition was made so quickly to the left tackle spot?
You know what? We talked to Kurt Ferentz, his coach out at Iowa. Okay? The kid was a heavyweight wrestling champ in Iowa. Peter, when he jumped out of that pool, there's a man at 290 pounds jumping out of a pool 36 inches.
Yeah.
The fact that general managers, other than the Bucs, didn't go, oh, this is the most athletic offensive tackle I've seen in years. He's the Caitlin Clark of offensive tackles. That's how generational he is.
Wow.
He was 290. Now he's 320. Peter, how many sacks did he have in his rookie year? Do you remember?
I think he gave up like 1 or 2 sacks.
One.
One.
And guess when it was? The first game. He went through 19 games and didn't give up a sack.
It's amazing.
Think about it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's when you talk about an athletic offensive lineman, it's hard for people to comprehend how somebody that big can be that athletic. But if you watch him, he is a thing of beauty to watch on a play because you're not getting in there. You're going to have to come up with some sort of stunt. You're going to have to come up with some sort of, rush both sides of him. He's got to make a decision. But you know what? Mano on mano, I'm taking Tristan Wirfs 95 to 99% of the time.
Speaking of lovely or well done, how masterful has Jason Light been in this offseason? I mean, lots of questions with, Baker Mayfield, if he's going to be re-signed, Mike Evans, all kinds of rumors about him going to another place to get that done. Antoine Winfield Jr., of course, Tristan Wirfs, the kicker, Chase McLaughlin. I mean, how masterful has Jason Light been in this process? And you look at the last 5 to 7 years with this organization, does he deserve more credit than what he's already getting as, in my opinion, the best general manager in the game?
Well, if he's not, he's pretty darn close. And again, Peter, we haven't even talked about Jerome Whitehead coming back.
Yes.
Think about this.
Yeah.
I got 2 words right now. All in. The Bucs are all in. They're looking at the window starting to close. Evans is getting long in the tooth. Godwin's getting beat up a little bit. Baker's getting up there in age. You go over to the other side, Devontae, he's getting up there. What is this, 11th year or something?
Yeah.
It's got to happen now. And I think Jason Light sat down with the Glazers and said, look, we are 2 or 3 pieces away from making this happen.
Yeah.
We get Evans back into the fold. We keep Baker Mayfield. We find a way to extend Tristan Wirfs. We bring back Whitehead. We keep Winfield. Okay, now we just got to hope that the daggone injury god of the NFL smiles on us and doesn't frown on us. You know, they lost Opeta. Okay, sad. But if it was Tristan Wirfs, we'd be crying in our beer. Let's be honest.
Well, let's definitely be honest about that, because you got Brederson, or is it Brederson? Breederson from the Giants. Looks like he's going to be the left guard. You got Elijah Klein, who Graham Barton talked about, possibly making a run there at left guard. Who knows? But you lose some depth there, and it looks like the reason why you got Opeta in the first place is because he is that road grader guy that not only can pass protect, but also help you out that running game and give you that physicality. I want to get back to this in a moment because I want to get your thoughts. I know you've been out in training camp talking to Todd Bowles as well as I have, but let's get out to the webheads here. Read some of these comments from these guys. Christopher O'Reilly says, good evening, gentlemen. What's going on, buddy? Let's go. You know I'm right. Hi, Pete. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Micah, do you think Sterling Shepard, and I don't understand you because you said F the Bucs and you call in Texan, so we're not going to read that, but I already answered that question. It's time for the Sports Web. Fire the cannons. So we shall. What's going on, Scott? How you doing, buddy? Let's go out to Ben. What's up, Peter Blake? So pumped up for the Buccaneer season. Definitely feeling a good vibe about this team. They're all in, ready to prove all the doubters. LFG. Let's go! You are out there. I feel the energy. You could feel the energy with all the press conferences and all the players being excited about, the expectations. Maybe not by the national media, but it seems like there's a confidence there that everybody knows their role. And even though you got a new offensive coordinator there, it certainly seems like this team could be special. They're only a couple plays away, Leo, from the NFC Championship. Is that what you get when you were out there at camp? That energy, the expectations of going all in?
Peter, here's what I get. It's business, and we're in it to win it. That's what I'm saying, is that when you look at the Buccaneers, they want to stay under the radar. Hey, they don't want the Caleb Williams fiasco with, the hard knocks and all that. Just let us stay under the radar. Everybody's saying, hey, Atlanta's the team to beat. Good, go ahead. Now give us a reason to put something up on the bulletin board.
Sure.
And when you talk to these people now, there is a quiet confidence that, hey, we're the defending division champ. People got to come get us. We're not the hunter anymore. We're the hunted. And there's a different mentality. Like, it's not a mistake we were there.
Right.
And Peter, I just want to remind the fans.
Yes.
I don't think you're going to see Baker Mayfield or any of the first teamers at all in preseason.
Okay.
Just if you look at the trend going on in the National Football League now,
okay,
they treat the first 4 games kind of like they used to treat the preseason.
Sure.
They just want to go 2-2. But they can't afford, it's all about risk reward. You can't afford to lose a starter in the preseason because you know what? How would you like to face that media bunch of sharks that are just circling blood when they go, why did you play the guy?
Right.
It's a meaningless game.
Yes.
I just think they're going to take their time. They're going to get more out of that week with the Jaguars up there than they are any preseason games. Because now that week of practice against somebody else is going to be huge. I like Harry when he talks about, they're going to go 5-1. I don't think you're going to see anybody go 5-1. Just because, one, the tackling is going to be atrocious. Why? They can't practice it.
Okay.
And what's scary to me, Peter, and we haven't talked about this, they banned the hip toss. I just think you're going to see a lot of defenders go down on the knees, and receivers and running backs are not going to be happy about it. And I got a feeling by November, they're going to rescind that and say, hey, go ahead, because it's going to keep them off the knees. Because right now, how do you tackle a guy from the side?
Yeah.
If you can't just grab on and fall down and hope he falls with you, you're going to have to go and cut his legs out. I don't like that.
It's absolutely true. And Todd Bowles has been asked about that. And he said, that's not how we teach our guys to tackle in the first place, but you kind of wonder what the impact of that's going to be. Going back to the trend of Baker Mayfield or first team guys not playing, because we saw this last week in the Hall of Fame game with Caleb Williams, a new offense and everything like that, not playing. Is this a good thing for the National Football League? Because at the end of the day, we've kind of found out or learned here over the last 10 years, if you will, that you knew growing up that preseason was pointless. And now you're trying to cut more preseason games out and extend the season. So, and of course, they make those decisions in training camp. Is this a good thing for the National Football League going forward? Do you feel like there's going to be a lot of slow starts here by the offense and you're going to see more defenses take over at the beginning? I mean, what do you see when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is this wise? Because at the end of the day, it's all about staying healthy. That's the biggest key, right? Because what Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, what you don't know is, what Jalen McMillan can do and Bucky Irving and Chris Braswell and guys like that, Tyke Smith, rookies. So you want to see them get the time. And of course you want to see also Kyle Trask get some time there as a backup, because you already know what you have there in your first team starters. So is this going to be a problem for not only the Bucs, but the rest of the NFL with slow starts by the offense?
Peter, there's a reason why the Power 5 football conferences don't play each other right out of the gate. Now, LSU is going to play USC.
Right.
Out in Las Vegas. And we're going to have our camera crew. We're going to have Ryan Neal out there for that. But
very nice.
Because you have no experience, nobody wants to play that game. Who's USF opening up with? Bethune-Cookman.
Right.
Who they got the next week? Alabama. So, yeah, you want that first game to be a team you can beat. Well, the NFL, that doesn't happen.
Sure.
Peter, when they go to 18 games and 2 preseason, you're not going to see any of them in preseason because it's about risk reward. Yeah. I can't afford to lose anybody in the preseason. Now, I can afford to lose my backups. Plus, the Bucs are going to get a good look at guys who normally they wouldn't get a chance to look at during the regular season. So now they're going to find out, hey, what's going on? How's it working? And Peter, I'm going to switch gears real quick. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, out at USF, we are going to start a new segment. We're calling it Shooting the Bull.
Okay.
We're going to have a player on each week, and we're going to ask them the same 12 questions.
Love it.
Different player every week. We look like we're either going to get Byron Brown or Jalen Schuler tomorrow.
Awesome.
One or the other, and then the following week. So we're going to get the big hitters on right away, and then we're going to get – I told Brian Seacrest, I said, hey, from there, you pick who you want to come on because we'll have the 2 we want right away. People will start watching. And, Peter, how do you like the new website? Is it phenomenal or what?
Love it. Go to ampedupsports.com. Definitely get out there, see the new design of it. A lot of exciting things happening. We talked about it. We kind of gave you a little preview that USF, we're going to continue to work with USF and that relationship with Amped Up Sports and, of course, the evolution of sports talk television, the sports web. We also want to find a bar to do away watch parties because we know that there's USF Bulls fans out there, and we know that this program has lots of high expectations, including Byron Brown being in the conversation possibly as a Heisman Trophy quarterback. As crazy as that sounds, he's so multifaceted. So many exciting things happening with USF and that program going forward. So definitely keep it locked here with Amped Up Sports.
Peter, real quick on that note.
Yes.
If they stay healthy, they are flat out loaded. I talked to the defensive back coach. They've got cornerbacks that are 6'2" and 6'3".
Yeah.
Ben Knox is healthy. Amaris Brown is healthy. And again, I talked to Coach Van Dyke. He said, this is the best talented group he's ever coached. And this is a guy that played in the NFL.
Yes.
Played against Tom Brady. So he knows football. And if they can stay healthy,
Mm-hmm.
they open, and it is a murderer's row schedule.
Sure.
Bethune-Cookman, Alabama, Southern Miss, Miami, and guess who they open up with in the AAC? Tulane and Memphis, the number 1 and 2 teams in the preseason.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. But
to that point, they lost
the
their
good news is
yes.
Brian went to me right away and goes, is it your same 6 people you're going to want to have credentialed? I said, yep. So he's already looking at me, you, Harry, and Ray Kennedy.
Absolutely, and that's the way it should be because those guys have rode with me from the very beginning, and I told them, look, you ride with me, you ride with the Rolex Reporter, and I'm going to make things happen, and that's what we do here on the Evolution. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We'll get to Devin White because he had some comments that I want to get your thoughts on. And I want to go out to these comments really quick, but give me some general thoughts of you being out there in camp, which you've also seen. Jalen McMillan, we've heard about him. Of course, Yaya Diaby, he was dominant until he went down with an injury, but you could see him today walking around with a smile on his face. Sure, he should be ready for Washington. Give me some other general thoughts and analysis that you noticed when you were out there. I tell you what, hold the line, hold that thought. Let's go out to the phone lines here. Frankie, you're on the Evolution with yours truly, along with the legend Leo Haggerty.
I seen that Leo was on. I was like, oh my goodness.
Right?
It's been so long since I spoken to such a legend.
He is.
Thank you.
Former Coach Scout and now media member. He knows all. He's usually right about the majority of the things he talks about, and that's why he's became a staple of the evolution of sports talk television. So, Frankie, what's on your mind?
My question now, everything that I have been reading,
yes,
and I mildly agree, but I strongly disagree, and I want your thoughts on this.
Sure.
Because everything I'm reading says that no starters are going to be playing at all. And part of me is like, that's kind of a smart decision because you got to protect people. But yet at the same time, I'm like, you got to get them some kind of reps in there to get them some reps going. Otherwise, you're going to look sloppy when you're coming out the gate.
I mean, that's what we've been talking about here, Frankie. So you think they should get some reps? Would they wait, Leo, until the third home game here for the home audience to get some, or do they not have any reps at all? You don't think?
Zero
Peter, reps. Okay.
And here's why.
Okay.
College is a whole different animal. You only got 12 games. NFL, you got 17. Right? Can you win the division and the Super Bowl in the first 4 games? No. Can you lose it? Yes.
Okay.
And again, all you care about as a team, get me healthy to the first week when the bullets fly for real. Again, it's just so hard to balance that out. Yeah. I know they want to get reps, but Peter, all of a sudden, Baker Mayfield's in the shotgun. He gets a bad snap. He goes down. Somebody hits him, and it's a separated shoulder.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles would have to walk into that press conference, and somebody, and you probably know exactly who would say, Todd, why you playing him?
Yep.
It's a meaningless game.
Yep.
Again, it's all about risk reward. I may have to take a loss or two, but you know what? 15-2 still gets you to the dance in February.
It sure does. You're absolutely right about that. And I think the Bucs have 11 wins, 11-6. That's where my prediction is. That may change over the next couple of weeks. Frankie, let me ask you this because we're going to get out to the comments and also talk about Devin White. And you can use that second call if you like to, my friend. I know you want to with Turnbuckle Talk because you are the hill mark of this show. By the way, congratulations on all your reels and all your success. Who are you looking forward to seeing on Saturday night for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team? If not a first guy, are you looking forward to seeing a rookie, a specific player? Who are you looking forward to seeing against the Bengals on Saturday night?
Honestly, I'm looking to see how the secondary is going to do. That's really what I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see the secondary because honestly, that's all the reps when I'm talking about reps, that's what I want to see. Offense, I'm not worried about our offense. Mike Evans, he knows what he's doing. Godwin, he knows what he's doing. Everybody, they've been playing together for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. So when I'm talking reps, I'm talking the defense. That's where I'm worried about because that's where we had a little bit of a problem last year, right? We can all agree it was our secondary.
Yep, I definitely.
So that's what I want to see. That secondary needs to gel.
Okay. All right, man. Good
Peter,
stuff.
can I jump in here real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
You know what I want to see?
Go for it. Okay.
I want to see a pass rush.
Okay.
Because, again, if the quarterback can throw it where he wants to, when he wants to, and to whom he wants to, you're getting beat. It all starts up front. What I like about the 3-4 is the Bucs are going to rush 4 guys. They're just not going to tell you who that 4th guy is.
All right.
And remember, Ron Jaworski told us, get color in his face. That's Vita Vea's job.
Well, I like to get Ron Jaworski on because there were some stories today about Jalen Hurts going to a former defensive coordinator.
Is Yaya going to be 100 by the time
no, but he'll be ready to play.
I think that what you hope for is he's going to be ready to play on September 8th versus Jaden Daniels, who's very
I just want him by the time the season starts.
Well, I mean, he's not going to be 100%.
No.
I don't want him at 100%. I just don't want him limping around. I want him on the field.
He'll be able to play. He'll find a way.
Absolutely.
And you know what, Peter?
Yes.
Along that same lines, here's the problem.
Yes.
If Jaden Daniels doesn't play it down of preseason, you got no film on this guy.
That's it. You're exactly right
scary.
about it. It is scary. And, the Bucs traditionally against mobile quarterbacks don't do too well. But I tell you right now, you definitely want Yaya out there because he's been a man among boys. You know what I'm talking about, Leo. That number 0. Yeah, that number 0 is hard to miss. Frankie from Wisconsin, we'll see you later here on The Evolution, all right?
All right, man.
All right, good stuff there. Somebody else called in, so I want to make sure we get them. Hopefully this is not some prankster. So we're calling you here on the Leo Haggerty segment on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. This is what we do. I don't want to miss any phone call. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the Sports Web.
Hey, what's going on? This is Derek Manic Buck Stevens of the Plunder. How you doing tonight, Peter?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing tonight? You ready for Saturday night here? What are you looking forward to? Say hi to the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty.
Leo, hey, man, I've really liked listening to you tonight. You've got some great perspectives. Look, here's the thing with me. I actually literally told my wife this is the first true year I'm probably going to watch every snap of every preseason game. And the reason why is our team is one of the youngest teams in the league. And when I say youngest, I mean, that might not be an average, but if you look at our starters across the board on all 22 positions on offense and defense, not to even mention the special teams, we've got a lot of young guys.
Yes.
And a lot of young talent has come out of the draft in the last 3 years and really been able to make an impact on the field. And that in itself is what preseason's for, that youth.
Yeah.
To see the growth and the development of the players, even the rookies from, leaving college, having that 5-month, gap in between college and the pros where they really start to dig in. Excuse me. And this year is going to be, I'm not going to miss a snap.
Not missing a snap at all. Okay. Who are you looking forward to when it comes to the Bucs on Saturday night and throughout this preseason?
Quarterbacks.
Okay.
Cornerbacks are my main focus right now. I'm not really necessarily worried. There's a lot of focus on the pass rush right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even the man on the moon sitting in his little, cubby hole up there can see the problem in the lack of depth, solid depth at pass rush that the Buccaneers have had and still do have.
Right.
That being said, we've got guys like Joe Tryon who's really trying to, save his Buccaneer jersey because I really don't see, unless he produces very, very well this year, I really don't see the Buccaneers holding on to him after this year. You also got Logan Hall, who is likely to step in for Yaya if he's not ready. But I actually today, Derek Stevens, the Plunder, is my Facebook page where I posted it. But I posted a video of somebody at the practice today where it started raining. They moved them inside. Well, they got Yaya coming by, and somebody had a camera, and they asked him if he was going to be ready, and he was walking normal, like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, if you've played sports, you've all had high ankle sprains.
Yeah.
So even low ankle sprains, we've all had those injuries. And I'll tell you, sometimes even like hurting my foot walking down the stairs, and it took me 5 weeks just to be able to walk normally on it working. But he was actually walking, didn't show a limp at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually stated that he was going to be ready to play week 1. I agree. I don't think he's going to be 100% at all. But after week 5 or 6, what starter in the NFL doesn't hurt?
It's a great point.
Peter, can I answer that one?
Yeah, sure, go for it, my friend.
Guy, remember this. In high school, there's a winner and a loser.
Mm-hmm.
In college, there's a survivor. In the pros, everybody's beat to hell. That's why they got to take Tuesday off, because they are beat up. It's like I can remember Sean King. Now, I know I'm dating myself here.
That's all right.
But Sean King got sacked back-to-back by Buffalo, and it was Rod Williams, Washington, that fell on him at 400 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Sean King, literally, someone had to help him off with his shoulder pads. He couldn't raise his arms up. Derek Brooks had a high ankle sprain. It took him 10 minutes to walk from his locker to the shower. You know what? He didn't miss a game. Here's why. Normally with us, it's 4 to 5 to 6 weeks with that.
Sure.
But they're getting treatment 24/7. They are in that training room. They are getting taken care of from sunup to sundown, and sometimes even longer. They're trying to get these guys back on the field. So, yeah.
It's a good point.
He'll get on the field. I don't know if he'll be 100%, but is a 90% Yaya? I think the Bucs may take that.
And I keep on saying this, and I know I sound like a broken record, and that's okay. But the 2 building blocks you guys need to pay attention to in this coming season is Yaya Diaby and Kalijah Kancey. Those are the 2 guys that I'm excited about on this line. Who are you excited about? Who are you looking forward to seeing? Not only that pass rush, but who else? Are you looking forward to seeing Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irving? Who are you looking forward to seeing?
Honestly, I wasn't surprised. You said Jalen McMillan. I wasn't surprised when the depth chart came out and it was Trey Palmer listed as the number 3 wide receiver. I'm all in on Jalen McMillan. Mm-hmm. I think he's got a lot of leadership. I actually think he's helped Trey Palmer. You can kind of witness that granted, it's training camp. Mm-hmm. They're not really getting bashed across the head. There's no fear in the back of their mind that they're going to get smacked, really hard by a defensive player catching the ball across the middle or whatnot. But a lot of these touchdown passes that, you see from practice and training camp in the last few weeks, have been like bombs. These guys are beating coverage. At the same time, they've been a lot of talk about Jamel Dean and the secondary really pulling off a lot of interceptions. So there seems to be a lot of production in the play, but Jalen McMillan on offense, and specifically probably Izzian and McCollum, I'm probably going to be watching those 2 guys because I think those 2 guys should be the first 2 in that secondary room, or the cornerback room specifically, to step up. I like all the young guys that we brought in. My biggest question mark on offense isn't the offensive line, and I'm stunned that I said that.
Right.
Honestly, but I have faith in this line. It's Bucky Irving. I want to know how Bucky Irving is going to play, because you can't expect in the season length that we have now. Even before, very few guys were, whistle to whistle running backs. So to have, and no offense to Chase Edmonds and his talent, I don't believe he's that guy. He's a suitable guy to fill a gap, in the roster, or to come in and give somebody a breather. but you need not a bell cow, but you need a great substitution. Like if you look at a lot of the teams, very few teams that make it far have one great running back, and they've got one or two decent, solid running backs that can fill in at times. And that's one of the things that we're going to need, especially in what I feel the evolution of our Bucs offense is.
Love it. Good stuff, my friend. Definitely use that second call. I know you're a wrestling fan, so we'll be talking turnbuckle talk here about 10:30, maybe earlier than that. We'll see, but definitely use that second call if you want to here on the Evolution. Appreciate the contribution as always. All right.
Hey, Peter, I love it. And real quick, anybody that that's curious, Derek Stevens, the Plunder, I do a live show on Thursdays. We're actually going to be talking about Payne Durham, Devin White, and the legitimacy of rankings in the NFL.
Love it. And definitely get me on sometime because I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go, my friend, and we'll definitely have to get you on the Evolution, all right?
Love to have it. Good talking to you, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
Have a good night.
Good stuff.
Hey, Peter, real quick before I get off.
Yes.
I posted today in my records that won't be broken ever column.
Right.
How about the Cuban wrestler that just won his 5th consecutive gold medal at 41 years old?
Wow.
6'5", 290 pounds. I thought he may go for a 6th, but when he won, he put his shoes off and put them on the mat. That's symbolic of he's retiring. Peter, 5 consecutive gold medals in Greco-Roman wrestling.
It's amazing.
Think about that.
It's amazing.
That's 20 years.
Yes.
That's 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Simone Biles also amazing in itself.
Oh, yeah. Katie Ledecky. I mean, another one. She's got 4 in a row.
Yeah.
It's just nuts when you look at this. Peter, I got to call it a night.
Well, I got one more for you here.
All right, go ahead.
Now, Devin White was on the Pivot podcast. They were Ryan Clark and I'm trying to think of the other guy, Channing Crowder, talking about his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and said in so many words after he asked for the trade, he felt like the locker room went against him. On top of that, he had this to say, which I thought was unbelievably horrible. I was telling Levante the other day, like a part of me is kind of glad that I ain't playing next to you because people didn't like the dynamic duo. You know, they tried to put me in his shadow or saying I'm only playing good because he's next to me. Of course, he signed that 1-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm my own man out here. You know what I'm saying? Levante study, I go home, I might put more time in. I'm going to repeat this again because this right here is basically telling you how much time or lack of time he didn't put in. I might put in more time in, so it's kind of good to be out of his shadow a little bit, even though I love playing with him. Of course, he talked about the injury he suffered versus the Philadelphia Eagles, which again, consequently, he signed a 1-year deal with, went out of bounds on the interception. I mean, your thoughts about Devin White. Came into the league, just unbelievable, had a great year in 2020, definitely was responsible for this team winning a Super Bowl, and then he makes these type of comments. You see the lack of effort, and he basically confirmed the lack of effort. I might put more work in. You should have put more work in. That's the reason why you didn't get the big time contract that you wanted for 18 to 20 million. Your thoughts on White?
You know what, Peter? I'm kind of disenchanted with anybody that leaves and kind of throws people under the bus. I'm kind of comparing it to how the Bucs are talking about Dave Canales. You know, he did a great job of doing what he needed to do, and that was get Baker Mayfield comfortable with what was going on. Right. That was his job. That's why he got hired up in Carolina. He's the quarterback whisperer right now. If I was Devin White, shut up and play football, right?
Right.
Don't burn the bridge, because guess what? Where you got to come week 4, back to Tampa. Why do you want to do that? Just, hey, what was your time back at Tim? Hey, no comment. Move on.
Right.
That's what he needed to do. Obviously, he didn't. He got some bad advice. If I was his agent or if I was one of his teammates in Philly, I said, hey, don't give him any bulletin board material. That's what they're doing.
All right, good stuff, Leo. We're definitely bringing in the left-hander, my friend. Almost an hour here. A Bucs talk will continue. We'll see you soon here on the Evolution, and always welcome on Saturday night after the game to give your thoughts, all right?
Will do. Hey, by the way, Peter, once the USF has Saturday practice or Sunday practice, I expect to see you out there, bud.
Sounds good, my friend. We'll definitely do that. Thanks a lot for your time here on the Evolution, all right?
Have a good one, guys.
All right, good stuff there. All right, so it's just me and you. The phone lines are open. I'm going to read the comments. I want to hear some of the expectations on Saturday night. I want to hear what you think about Devin White in these comments, which is an indictment, which we knew. You know, two players in Bucs history that I've been very critical of. Donovan Smith being the human turnstile, and Devin White. Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, Pete, it's Scott Broadway.
What's going on? What's going on, Scotty?
Nothing much. I wanted to give my insight on what you've been talking about as far as the upcoming game this Saturday and about my thoughts about the season and about Devin White.
Well, you know,
looking forward.
Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
No. I mean, to talk about Devin White, you kind of saw it last year as a Bucs fan. You didn't see the effort the last couple years. You saw a guy that was disinterested in being a Bucs uniform. You've seen a guy that was more concerned about going to the next team because he asked for the trade request, and it seemed like there was always a distraction there. You saw a guy that continued to not progressively get better, that, you know, tackles were broken. He's not making great tackles. He's getting burned in coverage. So for him to come out and basically confirm with these comments, I study, Levante studies, I go home, I might put more time in. Again, my question is, if you want to be a top linebacker, if you want to be a top sports broadcaster, if you want to be a top trash man, you have to put the time and the effort in. That is the correlation. You have to put the time and the effort in.
You don't wait for the spotlight. You put the work in regardless, so eventually you will get the spotlight.
Correct.
You don't work for the spotlight.
Correct. That is correct. And anything in life, my friends, anything you want to do, you got to put the time in, you got to put the effort in, you got to put the hours in, you got to put the minutes in, you got to put the seconds in, you got to put the months in, you got to put the years in. You've got to do it all. And if you're not willing to do that, then you know, don't wonder why there's so many NFL teams out there. Only one NFL team is willing to give you $4.5 million for 1 year, because I think it's hogwash if you listen to this podcast on how he turned down other offers from other NFL teams. No, the tape is out there. You were horrible. And, you know, tape doesn't lie. Whether you were injured or not, the effort wasn't there, and everybody saw it. Go ahead, Scott.
Exactly. You can, and this is all I'm going to say, they gave you multiple years, multiple chances. And you can say what you want.
Yeah.
But when he says, well, I'm going to go put the work in now.
Yeah.
That's a contradiction to what he's been saying.
That's it.
He's saying he didn't put in the work in the first place.
Right. And he's saying also it's not about money, which it was about money. That's the reason why you had the trade request in the first place. Scott, I appreciate the call. As always, my friend, definitely call back. I want to get out to these comments, but Scott, thank you very much, as always, for calling the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Another new caller on this show as this show grows, from North Carolina, from Wisconsin, from California. Internationally, I've heard people from Canada, Germany, all over the place. This is the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right, let's go out to the phone lines here. Eric, welcome to the Sports Web. What's on your mind?
What's up, Peter Boy? I'm interested in what the Bucs defense can do this year in this preseason.
Okay. So you're looking for that defense? Turn down your phone just a little bit because I can hear a little feedback. I know you want
Okay, my bad.
hear.
Sorry.
That's all right. Just hear me. Listen to me. Listen to the phone here, my friend. I got you. Listen. Remember what I told you about Tristan Wirfs, right? By the way, say Peter Blake. Just say this on the show. Peter Blake, you were right.
Peter Blake was right.
There you go. All right. And I never steal you wrong, right? I never do that. Okay.
Yeah, Peter Blake, I was just joking. I was wondering, maybe I was wanting to make.
Well, I don't know if you were joking, my friend, because you kept on throwing it out at me that Tristan Wirfs, trade him for a first, trade him for a two first.
Because sometimes the Bucs do some dumb stuff.
No, not lately, my friend. Not lately.
No, Peter Blake.
Yes.
I have some about the Devin White situation.
Yes.
He will not be in the Bucs Ring of Honor.
No.
And he will not be in the Bucs Hall of Fame.
No, he will not. He will definitely not be in that. I got to get your thoughts on those comments because you saw it last year. You saw his play tail off. Are you surprised by these comments?
I'm not surprised. The pick six against the Philly, that should have been pick six, and we won that game, by the way.
And he ran out of bounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran out of bounds.
Stupid.
Yeah. Well, he's hurt foot. He had an injury, so I get it. I understand.
Hey, I really think the Bucs should have traded him. If he wanted to be in Philly, we should have traded his ass.
Well, look, they had a relationship there with Todd Bowles. Of course, he thought of Bowles as a father figure. I understand that there was an unknown at that linebacking position, so they thought they could work it out. They thought they could get the most out of a player. And at the end of the day, you think that you're going to get the most out of that player because that player is trying to earn a new contract, and it was the exact opposite, my friend.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think the Bucs would try to hurt Devin White when playing Week 4, or Devin White is going to try to hurt us?
No, I don't think anybody's going to try to hurt anybody, but are they going to try to go after that matchup? Are they going to try to expose him in coverage and go right at him and run right at him? Yes, because we know the tape doesn't lie. Because we know
Devin White going to be open every time. Go over the middle to tight end. Go over the middle.
Yeah, well, that was throughout his career, my friend. I think definitely in the Bucs offense will have something waiting for
I got
him.
a question for you.
Yes.
I'm surprised Trey Palmer's number 3 in the depth chart. It should be the other guy, the rookie.
Well, we'll see. The depth chart is not final. So I think, some of that stuff has to play out in training camp. That's one of the position battles you have to be looking out for with McMillan and Palmer. Palmer's performed well.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think these two receivers might be replacing Chris Godwin next year?
I'm not ready to say that yet. I still think Godwin in this offense, if you put him in the natural position of the slot, I definitely think he could be a big time contributor for this offense this year. And who knows, maybe he could be the comeback player of the year. I'm usually always right, Eric.
Yeah, people I really think nobody talk about this either. 4th straight year division champs. Nobody's talking about this. Bucs not the favorites win NFC South.
Yes.
They're crazy. These people are crazy experts. Oh, well, do you think Bucs going to go make the playoff last year?
Yes.
2 wins.
Yes.
What do you do? In that 2020 Super Bowl, nobody thought the Bucs. Tom Brady was old. We're not going to go to the Super Bowl, make the playoffs that year.
Listen, that's what the national media does every year to you, Eric. You don't listen to it. You listen to the Sports Web. Thanks a lot for the call.
I'm ready for hockey this season.
I know you are, my friend. I appreciate the call. Use that second call if you want
you're welcome,
to.
Bro.
All right. Good stuff. Yes, absolutely. Great call as always. Curtis, I saw you calling in, so let me go ahead and give you a call back because I don't want to miss any calls tonight because I know first I'm going to go out to Ray Kennedy, and then we're going to go out to Curtis because Ray wanted to call in. Ray, you can chime in if you want to. The evolution of sports talk television is the phone lines have been busy tonight. Everybody wants to share their expectations. We'll see if Tampa Bay Ray answers the phone. If he doesn't, then we will go back out to the comments, and he's not answering. So we're going to go to Curtis right here. Let's see if we can get him on the line. And once we get him on the line, I want to hear what he thinks. And, of course, he's got 2 calls tonight. I know he's going to be using them. Curtis, are you there? Welcome to the Evolution.
What's going on, fellas?
Wow, man, listen, it's just me tonight. No Harry. Leo was here, but Harry's not here. Ray's not here. So it's just me and you talking Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. How excited are you about Saturday night? What are you looking forward to on Saturday night? And should they play their number 1 starters on Saturday night?
Yeah, I say give them a series.
Okay.
Give them a series. Let them get their feet wet.
Right.
because you don't want any of those soft tissue injuries.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Those can
and
be
I was listening to the last guy about the Chris Godwin thing. Listen, let me tell you something. When Bruce Arians was here, Chris Godwin was his Hines Ward.
Yes, that's correct.
Chris Godwin is going to retire a Buccaneer.
I believe that also.
Okay, because listen, as much as we all love Mike, we don't know how long Mike wants to play.
Sure.
Okay, Mike. I mean, let's be honest. Mike has nothing left to prove. Nothing.
Nope.
He's playing the game because he loves the game.
Yep.
Literally. Okay. That McMillan kid looks good. The kid we drafted from Nebraska last year, he looks good.
Yes,
I mean, listen, we had this conversation, I think it was Monday.
We did.
Maybe.
But
the sky's the limit on this offense. It's all on this offensive line.
Well, it was the last Wednesday. It seems like it's been a long time because of the storm and everything like that. But when last Wednesday we've been having this conversation. We've been having these conversations over and over again about how excited you should be as Bucs fans about this offense with Baker Mayfield coming back in his second year, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin going back to his natural position, and of course the development of Palmer in his second year and Jalen McMillan in his.
And I'm going to tell you something. What people didn't understand was Palmer was a steal in that draft when we picked him up last year.
Well, a 6th round pick. I mean, consistency wise, he has to learn how to catch the ball more consistently, but he's got the speed. He's got 4.33. You saw that today. And if he can have that timing with Baker Mayfield, they can definitely have that speed component to this offense, as I know you're working hard. And you saw that last year in the Philadelphia game, the wild card game. I mean, that was on display. You need to see more of that from him in this offense. And
Chris Godwin is finally healthy.
Yes.
I mean, he's finally healthy after that ACL tip. I mean, for him to even put up the numbers he did last year was, to me, it was phenomenal.
Right.
And, you know, people are still sleeping on Rashard White. Rashard White had a good year last year.
Yeah.
He had a damn good year. And you know what? Baker had a good year.
Yep.
I mean, if Baker would have played like that in Carolina, he'd be in Carolina right now.
Sure.
Talking about your mama. Oh, shit. Sorry.
This guy sucks.
Who's that in the background trying to interrupt your phone call here on the Sports Web?
It's one of my coworkers.
All right.
He's like, what am I talking about? Football. I'm like, no, I'm talking about your mom.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You're talking about his mom and football here. Great stuff.
That's
Curtis.
right.
What else? Because I know you want to use that second call for Turnbuckle Talk. So
man, you know that. Nothing. I'm just excited to watch. I'm actually excited to watch Cade Otton.
Yes.
See what he's going to do, because I think he's going to play a little bit more than a series.
Should the Bucs play their first team starters on Saturday night, or do you think they should wait until the 3rd preseason game, or not even play him at all, in your opinion?
I think they need one series.
Okay.
I think they should get one series in both games.
Okay.
You know, you want to make sure you get your feet wet, because don't get me wrong, we love the practices, but, you know, that game speed is different.
Yeah.
It is. And, you know, we don't know what the official offensive line is going to look like.
That's right. You don't. And I think that's one of the most the exciting aspects of this team, with Graham Barton being a center. I know he's had some rough practices here with the snap, but I think he's going to be solid. I'm curious to see what the left guard situation looks like. But overall, I think this offensive line is going to be improved, which is why, once again, fans.
Is there any update on Yaya?
The update is today, according to Joe Bucs fan, Rock Riley, friend of the show here, Tampa Free Press, took video of him walking around with a smile on his face. So it looks like he'll be ready by September 8th. Got to run. Curtis, definitely use that second call,
the last thing I want everybody to pay attention to is, because we're so focused on this offense right now.
Yes.
We could potentially have one of the best damn defensive lines in the NFL this year.
Well, I tell you right now, again, it goes back to what the young components there with Kalijah Kancey and, of course, Yaga. You know how he's looking at training camp.
And I love K. Don't get me wrong. I was a huge D White fan.
Yeah.
But I love KJ. I love that guy.
Well, I know Ray's calling in, so Ray, call back if you want to, or
tell Ray I'm sorry. Tell Ray I'm sorry. Tell Ray I'm sorry. But KJ, this guy eats sleep football. That's him.
Yes.
And him next to Levante David is very scary.
Well, and I want to get your thoughts on these comments from, Devin White, which, confirms that there was no lack of effort. I might put more time in. Why are you not putting more time in? Last year, you would have earned that contract.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And some people, after they win Super Bowls, they don't want to play for anything else. I mean, I understand. I mean, first of all, you're your first round pick in the NFL. You're getting life-changing money as it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go to the pinnacle game of your sport and you win it in your rookie contract.
Right.
Like, I did not see the fire in Devin White that we saw the first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
After the Super Bowl, it looked like his passion for the game was over.
Right.
He was focused more on horses than anything. And you know what? If that's what he wants, that's great for him.
Sure.
But as much as we all love the NFL, the one thing that people need to remember about the NFL is a business.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're hurting the business, then they're not going to keep you around. It does not matter how great you could be.
Yep.
If you're hurting the business, you will not be along for round. So
you won't.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let Ray call in, and I'm definitely gonna call you later.
All right, sounds good. Turnbuckle Talk is coming at you at 10:30. SummerSlam recap. WWE, definitely getting your thoughts on that, Curtis. I know you're raring to go. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Yeah, I got one guest. I don't need any guests. I got phone callers. Let's go out to this guy right here, Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Welcome to the Evolution here on a happy hump day edition, as everybody wants to call and talk about the expectations of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Saturday night versus the Bengals. Should they play their first team starters, in your opinion? And what are you looking forward to on Saturday night? What players, what position groups? Welcome to the Evolution, partner.
Brother, first of all, I want to apologize. I will tell you right now, I was over at Irish 31 here at the Seminole City Center in Seminole. And I'm like the boy with the golden ticket running around trying to see if I can get investors. I'm trying to tell people, I'm like, do you guys realize we've got the #1 Buccaneer game day away game show in the Bay Area? We'll do a pregame, halftime, and postgame show. And we've been doing this for 5 years, and they're so interested. And I'm like, hey, you guys got to realize we've got 3 other suitors currently in line. So if y'all want to step in, go ahead and speak up. So really, Pete, between now and, first week of the regular season, we've got a couple of places need to decide if they want the sports web there. So I apologize for not coming in tonight, but I'll tell you what, as far as expectations for Saturday night, wouldn't I just love to see, I was thinking today, as a Buccaneers fan, my perfect game would be, to go out and see our offense do like 65 runs, consistent pickups, 13, 14 first downs, give me 17 to 20 points, and then like throw a pass action in there just to show me that Liam Cohen is showing the boys how to do it. And at the end of the day, that would be the perfect game. Of course, we know that's not always the way it is, but I'm still looking to see with this Liam Cohen offense, with this Kyle Shanahan or I'm sorry, Sean McVay, if you will, offense, are we going to be, pulling guards, running the ball? We're not going to show too much in preseason. But I guess at the end of the day, Buccaneer fans, really all we want to see is all 90, whatever we have currently in camp, get through the thing healthy and let Jason Light and the crew make the best evaluations.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, that's what it comes down to, the evaluations. And I don't think you need preseason football or there's game time situations, although I definitely think they're valuable to the rookies and also the second-year players. With that being said, I don't think they're going to play a lot of these first-team starters on Saturday night. In fact, I would expect them to maybe play a series or two at the home game, maybe the third preseason game. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to seeing, these rookies and some of these guys. But you're exactly right. The trend has changed in the NFL where guys, at the end of the day, it's all about, protecting your players from getting hurt. And that's what the most important thing is. You make those evaluations in training camp, more than likely. You make those evaluations in the joint practices that you're going to have coming up here with the Jaguars, and I believe the Dolphins there. You make those evaluations when that happens, and when you do that, then that's when you can make those decisions when it comes to depth chart. So everybody freaking out right now about how the depth chart is listed. Yeah. That is a fluid situation. There's fluidity. Leo word.
Leo word.
Thank you very much. Yes, a wordsmith I am. Absolutely here. The Rolex reporter on the Sports Web. Fluidity on that depth chart, and we'll see how that all plays out. What else is on your mind?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because of the fact of the matter is Tyreek Funderburg, this guy, Appalachian State, Mountaineer, go App State. Of course, he's Tristan's favorite guy because Tristan's been at the App State football camp 2 years in a row as he prepares for a sophomore season here at Osceola High School, which, by the way, I predict this kid's going to be all conference offensive guard one day, maybe tackle, because the kid's got the talent. But I'm looking for guys like that, because really the preseason, whether it's Baker's going to sit, Kyle's going to get all the starts, Wolford's going to come in here, we're going to see receivers, we're going to see these guys, we're going to see what this 3 tight end set looks like. But at the end of the day, it's for guys like a Tyreek Funderburg that are undrafted free agent on App State coming in here, turning Coach Bowles' head since the OTAs, basically. And of course, you heard this week, he's also had some success with making the correct read, undercutting passes, and making an interception. So, I mean, is the guy on the final roster 53? Is he on a practice squad? At the end of the day, that's the preseason beauty when you got a team like the Buccaneers going for their 4th consecutive NFC South title, is that you're looking for depth, you're looking for talent for the future. It's not so much about who do we got now and what are they doing, because you don't have to show all your cards in preseason, because you are the tops. You're the 3-time defending NFC South champion, and act as such.
Act as such, and the power rankings today, they had the Bucs at 20. So once again, the national media's disrespect of the Bucs continues, and it's going to be just a storyline where we're just going to sit back and laugh, because I think this team could be actually better than what they were last year with the change of offensive coordinator, with the improvements and the infusion of young talent, especially across the defensive line and the offensive line. And I love that back end. You know me, I love a good back end, right?
A good back end makes up for a weak front end.
Well, it definitely does. And Jordan Whitehead being back there, Tyke Smith, the drafting of him out of Georgia. And, just watching the end of current, I was up, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's what you do when you're getting ready for football season. Yeah, I'm a football nerd, and I was watching that and just seeing some of the players that they got in the not the organizations, but the programs from a Georgia, from a Washington, from a Duke. These kids are smart, and they've been in those game time situations where it is, critical to win. They've been in those situations where there is championship games to be had and championships to be won. And that has been the DNA of Jason Light and his drafting the last couple years of some of these players on this team.
Yes, because you see it with other teams. They go after, when you got in the top 5, you go after I'm not going to name player, but you go after a specific player, and they're me. And of course, the GM's making these decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on my 2nd contract before he even gets drafted for his 1st contract. Which again, Devin and was Curtis on the last call, wasn't it?
It was Curtis on the last call. Yes,
I love Curtis because he's so knowledgeable. Because he's right. Because ever since, especially word out to Devin after he lost his horse. Ever since that, in the Super Bowl 37 or 55, you kind of saw with Devin, the fire wasn't there. The guy still had the speed. He still had the backside pursuit, but it didn't seem like he was. And you got a KJ Brick come in here and just owned it. And I think that's why Curtis nailed it. It wasn't so much that, Devin White's not a talented guy. It's just at the end of the day, his heart wasn't there. Now he steps to Philadelphia as a free agent, and we play Philadelphia here at Tampa Bay. We play him this year. I mean, is the guy going to have a good game? I'm not going to say he's not. He's still an athletically gifted and talented player. But at the end of the day, I think Jason Light, like you said, Pete, as he goes and drafts from these colleges, one of the things you see as they ran that in the current last with the scouting department is one of the overriding themes you see is they go after team first players, not just me first players. And I think that's what you see paying off in dividends for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, and that's why you got to get so excited about it. Even like a Devin Culp, right? I mean, Devin Culp, a 6th, 7th round tight end out of Washington. He's been in those game time situations, in those championship games, and he has athleticism. Payne Durham, a 2nd-year player They get him from Purdue. He's developing. So that tight end position with Cade Otton, he's put on some weight, as we talked about. He's been impressive. He dropped some critical passes last year. Can he overcome that? So that may be a position of strength, if you will. Ray, anything else here on the Sports Web, my friend?
Yeah, I'd be lying to you, brother, if I told you I wasn't rooting for a Judge Culpepper, because I think that fans, especially later fans that came around to the Bucs in the last decade or so, hey, you guys are awesome because you can really seriously stir the poo soup, if you will. I love it. But the fact of the matter is that Brad Culpepper playing underneath with Warren Sapp back in the day, those two, 77 and 99, those two, was it 77, right? Culpepper was 77? I'm trying to remember now.
77, yeah, 77.
The way those two flipped under, when Tony Dungy came in here as the head coach, the way, and of course, Culpepper, who played in Minnesota, came here in Tampa Bay, the way those two, Culpepper and Sapp, I mean, Culpepper won't be in the Hall of Fame, and it's not for lack of trying, because the guy was a dog, the former Gator, which I love. But the fact of the matter is, him and Warren Sapp, the inside, the way those two flipped, was one of the most unique things that Bucs fans had back in the day, because we loved the fact that all of a sudden we went from a team that had no chance, 2-14, 3-30, whatever it was every year. Now we had a chance with Tony Dungy as head coach, bringing in his defensive philosophy, and the fact that Warren Sapp, of course, Derek Brooks, and of course we didn't know Johnny Lynch, who was drafted in '93, and of course Ronnie Barber. We had 4 Hall of Famers on his defense. Brad Culpepper was putting in that work early, and I love the fact that you got a Judge Culpepper this year. I don't know where he's going. I don't know where Thunderbrook is going, but guys and girls, enjoy the preseason, because even back in the day when we were waiting for Bucs teams to actually have success, the preseason is always about squinting your eyes a little and looking for that talent that's going to pay off in dividends later or immediately. But at the end of the day, the starters may sit, but it's still your Buccaneers. Root for them. Let's go find that next diamond in the rough. Peter, brother, thanks for having me tonight. I'm going to continue telling people we got the best Buccaneers game day show going.
Yes.
If you want us where you are, give us a love.
Yeah, give us the love. We'll be out there for tailgates. We'll be out there with the fans, because I love Bucs Nation. I love Bucs fans because I grew up being a Bucs fan ever since I was 8 years old. And I always tell this story about my father saying, listen, you leave the house unless you're a Bucs fan. You leave the house unless you're a Tampa Bay sports fan. I was 8 years old. I got that loud and clear, and this is where we come right here. This is the evolution. So definitely, keep track of us. Keep on tuning in.
Oh, we're going.
Yes,
we're going.
We will be out at the tailgates. We will be on the post-game shows live from the stadium with the JP Peterson Show. We will be working with Amped Up Sports when it comes to USF and with the Bucs out there at many locations. We're just trying to get those locations finalized, and I know we're running out of time here.
I got it. But Pete, let me just go and share this again. Remember, the most important thing about the Bulls, the Bucs, anything we're doing, Rowdies, we're live in St. Pete at the Pier. The most important thing are you guys and girls. You guys and girls, your thoughts, your opinions, your call-ins, because that's what we're here for. We can talk, you and I could talk Bucs history 7 days a week and twice on Sundays, but really the entire evolution of sports is all about what the watcher, the people who are following, the people who are joining us, what your thoughts are. And that, my friend, is truly the evolution of sports.
Good stuff, my friend. Let me give you the Ric Flair. As always, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, use that second call if you like to. If you feel froggy, go ahead and leap, my friend. We'll see you soon here on the Sports Web, all right?
Love you, brother.
All right, love you too, bro. All right, good stuff there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. A packed night here, full of guests, full of expectations, full of excitement. We always say it here on this show, right? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. So continue to share and follow and like. Give to YouTube super chats that are out there. Give to Facebook stars. And we'll continue with this great content. All right. Want to get out to these comments and continue to say that, but I don't want to neglect you guys. Micah, even though you said some stuff, you had some good comments there. I don't know if you're a Bucs fan or what. I think you're just trying to troll me. Should we consider that Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFC South, possibly the NFC? Definitely has an opportunity. I think he's already the best quarterback in the NFC South. I don't care what anybody says about Kirk Cousins, but he's definitely proved himself. He'll have the opportunity to prove himself again in this new offense with all these weapons. So I definitely think you look at the quarterbacks here. Derek Carr, not great. Kirk Cousins coming off an injury, although he finally has the weapons around him. Atlanta could take a little bit of a leap there, but it remains to be seen. And then, of course, Byron Young, the rookie there, or the second-year quarterback coming in to his own. we'll see if that happens with his progression. What's up, Peter Blake? So pumped for the Bucs season. Definitely feeling a good vibe about this team. They're all in, ready to prove all the doubters. Love reading that. KR says, hey, Peter, guys, had a friggin' blast at training camp. Met some people today. KR, you absolutely deserve it. Once again, thanks a lot for defending our country with your military service. And great job by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they just get it. They understand saluting the military service of those fine folks that give us the opportunity to do silly shows. This, to me, is not a silly show. This is a show for Tampa Bay sports fan, but you're not able to do that if you don't have people fighting for your freedoms that you take for granted. I don't know if I'm going to go out to this. Now, Curtis, you're using your second call. We haven't talked about turnbuckle talk yet. We're going to.
I know. I forgot to ask you one question.
All right, ask me one question. I'll accept that.
How do you think the Brandon Ayuk trade is going to affect San Fran?
It's a great question. All right, Curtis, I will let you go on that. Listen to my response on this. I think it weakens them, right? I mean, here's a guy who had 75 receptions last year, over 1,000 yards. He's been holding out or holding in, whatever the hell you call it. They haven't been able to work this situation out. There's respective teams out there interested in him and the Pittsburgh Steelers, supposedly the Patriots, but he didn't want to go to the Patriots. I wouldn't go to the Patriots at all. That is a mess. That is probably one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the National Football League with their quarterback situation, with their wide receivers. Why would you want to go there unless they're going to overpay? So it looks like the Steelers, it looks like there's some teams out there, maybe the Cleveland Browns could be talked about shipping Amari Cooper out to the 49ers. So how does it affect the 49ers? Doesn't help them. It does not help that offense. You got Deebo Samuel. Who else do you have as a second wide receiver? And I get it. Kyle Shanahan's offense is dynamic and quarterback friendly and all this other nonsense that everybody says and puts out there. But at the end of the day, who's your second wide receiver? Did they draft the second wide receiver? Are you getting a second wide receiver back in return? Brandon Ayuk, one of the best young wide receivers who wants to get paid. And that situation has completely fallen apart. And now it certainly seems like he's not going to be a 49er. So how does it affect the 49ers? It weakens them. And, Ray Kennedy today on the JP Peterson show, when I was wrapping it up, asked me what's more of an important game. Is it the Lions game, which is early, or the 49ers? And I said the 49ers. Because remember, the Bucs get their doors blown off a couple years ago in San Francisco when Tom Brady's quarterbacking, which was embarrassing, 35-7. That was not good.
That's good enough to suck right there.
That's exactly what he said during that game. It was a piss poor performance by this team. And then last year they make it closer. So can they get over that hump? Because everybody, the power rankings today have Kansas City at number 1. Guess what? San Francisco is at number 2. So if you can get over the hump on that and beat that team, because that's the measuring stick. And that's the kind of schedule you're going to have this year with the Baltimore Ravens, with the Kansas City Chiefs, and of course with the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions. Oh my. So it weakens that team, to answer your question. All right, Christopher Cole, evening, fellas. Tampa, absolutely, Micah, thank you very much. KR, $5 right there. YouTube super chat. Appreciate that. Sending my buddy Pete some love. Shout out to the Bucs family. We're going to shock a lot of people this season, not on this show, my friend, because we've set it 11 wins, maybe more than that. The expectations are high. Maybe it's because I'm an eternal optimist, but look on paper, and of course football is not played on paper, but look what they brought back. Look at the attitude. Can they stay healthy? That's always the big thing with the National Football League. Can you stay healthy? We'll see. But they got the talent. I think they're going to be a lot better than the national media thinks. I really do. Thank you, KR. Absolutely, Roger. Thank you. Roger, you can be first, but your Bears are going to be last. I like that. That's actually a good diss.
Oh, yeah.
He actually killed you there. He killed you, Roger. What do you have to say about that? We have Debbie in North Carolina now, so be safe. Take cover. If you guys are dealing with the rain and everything like that, hopefully you guys are safe. I know we're tired of the rain here. We had some flooding. I think we're all good. The electricity is back on, and The electricity is in this room tonight. It's amazing. I love it. I love shows like this. I love it. I love when you get multiple calls over and over again of passionate Bucs fans who want to talk about it. I love that. I always say it's the lifeblood of the evolution of sports talk television. I think they should play 3 shifts, okay? It's been a while. Had a busy summer. Absolutely. Roger says, I won't block you because you donated. You won't block him at all. Where's the TikTok name, Pete? Yeah, that's also, we're out there on TikTok. Thanks a lot to the Plunder, giving some roses out there. I believe it's P Blake 1003, so go follow me there. Bro, don't get me started on White not getting the props he deserves. Payne Durham will step up this year. I think that's definitely a possibility with his blocking and everything like that. We're also on Instagram Live looking for any comments there. No comments. So we'll continue to read. Saturday is definitely a win. KR, Jason Light, top 5 GM in the NFL. I think he's the best GM in the NFL. And if you have missed I know that you guys like Hard Knocks, but if you really want to see behind the scenes on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneer media, the online media is amazing. You social media guys over there are amazing. You do an amazing job. In the current, definitely check it out. I see you right there, Ralph. Stand by because we'll get out to you in a moment. I know you approve that message. Let's go out to Raina. Hey, Peter Blake, what's up? How is Baker's finger? Just fine. That was the breaking news today. But then after that, he threw a deep pass to Trey Palmer. So everything seems like it's okay. Rain, I can't wait till Saturday night. I can't wait either. Thanks a lot for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you love me, Roger. You ain't blocking me, buddy. Let's go out to Ben. Bucks are definitely going to eat this year. Super Bowl, baby. I like it.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Let's go out to I'm right. I thought I smelled a Chicago stench with Roger Shoe here. You did. Let's go out to Carissa Hankel, another newbie here on the Evolution on Facebook. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win on Saturday night. Let's go Tampa Bay.
Let's go!
Love it. Let's go out to Scott. I see NFC South Championship. I like it. Go Bucks. Go Bucks.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucks. Go Bucks. There we go. Braun. What's going on, Braun? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you were saying. Christopher Cole, they got some joint practices coming up. No starters, but for series. Okay. Ben says, congratulations, Pete. Always bringing the heat. Listening from California. Love California. Never been there, but it's all California love, my friend. Let's go out to Derek. Hey, fellas, what's going on, Derek? How you doing? In light we trust. Absolutely believe that. In light we trust. As a Bucs fan base, you guys should be saying that anytime, every time somebody says, are they going to re-sign a Chris Godwin next year? Yes. You know why? In light we trust. Are they going to re-sign a Mike Evans? Yes. In light we trust. Are they going to re-sign an Antoine Winfield Jr.? Yes, in light we trust. Are they going to re-sign a Baker Mayfield? Yes, in light we trust. Are they going to re-sign a Tristan Wirfs? Yes, in light we trust. I believe that. All right, let's go out to Derek. Best in the league, absolutely. He has done a job comparable to a top tier GM. He's top tier GM, in my opinion, with the way he's built this team, and he doesn't get enough respect. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Everybody says Tom Brady, Gronk, Brown. If you don't have that ready-made team, you don't win a Super Bowl, period. That's why I asked him a couple months ago, when's the boat parade? I'll do a show on the boat. I'm not a boat person. I'll take Dramamine or whatever the hell it is, so I don't have boat motion sickness to do a show. But let's have a boat parade for all the signings that you had this offseason. Hey, Peter Blake, what's going on? Thank you, Eric, for tuning in. Braun, go Bucks. Sorry I was responding to him, Pete. In black now. Okay, well, thank you very much for responding. Appreciate you. Eric, Bucks Super Bowl, here we come. Braun, not you to the caller. Sorry, guys. That's okay. I know what you meant. Eric says, new kickoff rules, something new to watch. Absolutely something new to watch. Is that something you're looking forward to? You got Bucky Irving on this team. Cam Johnson, who's not practicing, but we saw flashes of brilliance with him, with his speed. Are you putting him back there on the new kickoff rule. Braun, I think we can go and win the NFC Championship if we stay healthy. Bucs for life. I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Eric. Bucs, great chance. 4 straight division titles. Eric, again, nobody talks about that. They don't. Braun, I think we can win the NFC Championship if we stay healthy. It's what it comes down to. Staying healthy, do they have the potential? Absolutely, they have the potential. They do. Braun, facts, 100%. Eric, Bucs should be a favorite to win it all. Lady B Nita, thank you very much for tuning in as always. Always love when women football fans tune in to the Evolution. It always brings a smile to my face. All right, let's go out to Braun. I don't think we should play any of them until the second or third game. Football is a dirty game. We have to remember this. Bucs for life.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go out to Eric. Bucs do risk and reward. Derek, he said today he will be ready by game 1. Derek again. Yaya walking normal in the video I posted today. Absolutely. Saw the video from Joe Bucs fan. Once again, I wish them a happy 16th anniversary to Joe Bucs fan. Joe Bucs fan to do a great job. Happy 16th anniversary. Let's go out to Christopher Cole. Deloach is going to be sneaky good. I expect him to be sneaky good from Florida State, undrafted. We'll see what kind of impact he makes with that linebacking position. Is he going to be a guy that Todd Bowles uses with the blitz packages? Hey, almost that time of the year. Guys, don't hate her. It's the Green Queen right there, Miss Philadelphia Eagle fan herself. Thank you for tuning in. Pete, I live in Philly. He's been on the news here saying weird things. He is always saying weird things to social media. That's how Devin White is. Amped Up Sports, you guys are the best. No, you guys are the best.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for your joint partnership. I know who exactly that is. Trace, thanks a lot for tuning in. Leo, as always. Guys in the background, I'm telling you, I'm excited about this website, ampedupsports.com. Check it out. We got some big things in store for you for the future. MH, White is playing to Philly fans for revenge game hype. That's certainly possible. Christopher Cole, White will have a difficult time making the starting job, much less the roster. The Snake Sports Talk Show. What's good, man? What's good with you, man? Welcome to the Evolution. Braun, I'm more concerned about our red zone offensive. We have scored. I'm most concerned about our red zone offense. We have to score touchdowns, not field goals. We could have won more games last year if we scored touchdowns, not field goals in the red zone. Bucs for life, 1976. I'll give you that.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Thanks a lot, Braun, for tuning in to the Evolution. Let's go out to Christopher Cole. He wasn't worth anything to trade for. Hold on, Ralph. We got to go out. We're going to read these comments. We'll come out to Turnbuckle Talk. Lots of things to talk about if you're a pro wrestling fan. And as always, we'll talk to you Bucs fans and around the NFL, whatever you want to talk about. Chris is not leaving the Buccaneers. I totally agree. Scott, again, we also have a deep bench to get ready for the following seasons as well. True says Ray Kennedy. Ray, again, my boy speaking the truth. We're trying here. Ray Kennedy, what's up, Ray? Scott, my wife and daughters just said they are glad I got a seatbelt for my wheelchair this season. My friend, buckle up because it's going to be a great year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You just keep on watching.
Oh, yeah.
David, let's go out to you. What's your thoughts on the Florida State linebacker? Like him a lot. Think he could definitely make some type of impact. Talking to JP, he's high on him. We've been both high on him because we're both Florida State fans. You definitely could see it. It's all there, right? What kind of impact? Can you make an impact as a blitzer? I think it's going to be interesting, but that's the reason why you have those preseason games in the first place. Maybe you don't play your first teamers, but you get a chance to look at Deloach. Excuse me. Let's go out to Pastor Willie Collins. Can you please give that number again? Absolutely. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Amen to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you. Eric says Pastor Willie Collins' phone number on the white letters. Thanks, Eric. Absolutely. Eric, okay, we're all talking here. The disrespect for the team, absolutely crazy. It is. I don't know what you sent there, but if it was Facebook stars, I appreciate that. Can't believe people don't understand how much we have done. Agree. Derek, bro, he will make the team on special teams for sure. I believe he will see the field this year. Eric, Bucks beat Philly this year. Don't have any excuse for Devin White's loss. MH, I forgot about Culpepper's son. That's why we got Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. He did not forget. Go Buccaneers. Absolutely go Buccaneers.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Let's go out to Braun here. I wish they were playing here in Philly. Go Bucks forever.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Eric. Bucks will destroy Philly. Can't wait for Devin White. Eric, ready, kick Devin White's ass. Howard, you can do it. Absolutely, you can do it.
You can do it.
There you go, Howard. I got you right there. Braun, I never played that sound effect. I get a chance to play that sound effect. Here's another one.
Yeah.
There we go. If Devin's not careful, Nolan Smith will have his job. Eric says, Braun, that's a good one, and I'm ready. I know you are. I'm ready too.
Let's go!
All right. So I know you guys are pro wrestling fans, so we'll get out to turnbuckle talk, but really quick, our friend Stan Author, who is a admin of I Love St. Pete, has a great message here that I want you guys to pay attention to here on the Sports Web, and we'll be back with turnbuckle talk and all your Bucks talk on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Keep it locked.
Hello, I'm Stan Arthur, the admin and creator of the I Love St. Pete Facebook group, and I'm sure a few of you are seeing my face for the first time. I started I Love St. Pete back in 2009 with no plan whatsoever. After 6 years, we had just 5,000 members. And since that time, our membership has grown like wildfire. In 2020, I held my first fundraiser for a woman who needed a used car to drive 50 miles each day just to get to work and back. The response was overwhelming. At the time, we had about 50,000 members, but we did raise over $16,000 in just a few days. So in 2021, I created the I Love St. Pete Emergency Relief Fund, and through the help of a wonderful tax attorney, it became an official 501c3 charitable organization. I built a website and a PayPal portal where anyone could donate. Again, the response was incredible. Through the Emergency Relief Fund and with donations from my I Love St. Pete group members, since 2021, we have been able to stop evictions, feed hungry children, get water and power restored, and even buy diapers and formula for newborns. Most recently, my mission has changed to help people who have suffered through catastrophic losses, such as a house fire, floods, serious personal injury, and even life-saving surgery for a newborn. All of this has been made possible through the monthly donations, what I call pledges, coming from our I Love St. Pete group members. Now, I want you to imagine this. If just 10% of our group members gave just $5 each month, we could be doing incredible things. We could be renovating whole houses, buying vehicles, replacing a house full of items that were lost through a fire. In short, taking care of some of our I Love St. Pete group members who have suffered a catastrophic loss, who are facing a financial emergency that cannot be solved through the usual resources. That's why I do this. I'm the one who processes all the applications and gathers all the necessary evidence to verify their claims. Currently, I give out one gift each month to the person who I feel is most deserving. But times are tough. And over the last couple of years, donations have dwindled significantly while our group membership has grown and grown. For the price of a McDonald's meal deal, just $5 and some change, you will be helping to make a huge difference in someone's life. Please remember that in most cases, there are very small children involved. So go to helpstpete.org, click donate on the homepage, then enter an amount that you can easily afford. I suggest $5. Click on the box that will add a little bit more to cover the PayPal fee, then click the box that will make it a recurring monthly donation. You can donate through PayPal that way, or even with your own debit card. Every gift you make is tax deductible. You'll receive a receipt in your email from PayPal. No salaries are paid. I volunteer to do this. All of our charity business expenses are paid through the fees we collect from our advertising partners. But every penny that you donate goes to help someone right here in our own community. So take a minute, go to the website, and make it happen. You'll be doing your part to help me continue this great work. Thank you.
So there you go. Welcome back to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. A powerful message right there. So get with him. go to I Love St. Pete. Join the group there, as this is the official home of the evolution of sports talk television. And a great cause with the economical decline in this country, with people not being able to have homes, deal with the tragic losses. This is why I love being a part of I Love St. Pete, not only doing a show and having fun and talking to you about Tampa Bay sports, but also making a difference. Because if you can do anything in this life, at the end of the day, making a difference on somebody else's life is so important. With that being said, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. That's what I say. I stand by that. Without further ado, let's go out to the bodyguard of the Berg, Mr. Ralph Williams here. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television. A lot of things to talk about, but let me ask you really quick, as the Bucs conversation has been hot and heavy tonight. Do you feel like the Bucs should play their first team starters on Saturday or anytime during this preseason?
Well, you have to give them at least one series of reps. I mean, you can't not have them come out at all. I know that they know that. Well, yeah, you have a new offensive coordinator. So what you need to do is you need to get them out there at least for one series, so that they can the continuity. Game time ball is way different from practice ball. So you have to get them out there. So I feel that they should at least put them out there for one series each preseason game.
All right, so I want to get out to I Love St. Pete. Some comments there. Sitting says, "Go Bucs, go Bucs."
How about them Bucs, baby?
Steve, my man, appreciate you for tuning in as always.
Yeah.
And have a good night, my man. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, Steve. So we definitely got to give him the horn. I mean, where do we start here? Let's start with SummerSlam. I mean, what did you think of the overall pay-per-view? I thought it was probably one of their best pay-per-views in a long time. A lot of people saying in the last 10 to 15 years. I mean, your thoughts, everything that we kind of talked about kind of happened, did it not? I mean, we talked about Liv and Dominic, how Dominic went with Liv, how he screwed over Rhea Ripley at the end, kisses Liv. You have Gunther winning the title there with Finn Balor, basically destroying the old Judgment Day, now having the new Judgment Day. You had Seth Rollins as the ref with Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Drew McIntyre winning that. And then he had the return of the tribal chief.
Acknowledge me.
Roman Reigns coming out there, taking care of Solo Sikoa, supposedly the new tribal chief with the new bloodline there for Cody Rhodes to retain the title. So where do you want to start here, bodyguard?
Okay, first of all, the Sports Entertainer is reporting that TKO had a meeting with Triple H today, and also with Adam Pearce. They're going to possibly fire or release Bronson Reed for his actions the other night on Raw.
See, and I think that's a storyline, and I'm going to tell you why. Bronson Reed made him, and Triple H, and the long-term booking there, the creative made him look like a superstar. So all this other stuff, this is a storyline. The Jacob Fatu spot there where it looked like he broke his foot or his leg, that's a storyline. What Bronson Reed did to Seth Rollins automatically made him a superstar. So I love it. I love what they did. They made him a monster. What else did you think about the pay-per-view here? Liv, Dominic, what do you want to start?
Well, I sat here with my wife, and I sat here and watched this. And I said, when Dom come out with Rhea smiling, I said, Dominic is up to something. And I was right. He ended up with Liv Morgan. Then something's going on with this Damian Priest match. And I said, I feel something's going to happen here. And Finn Balor came out. That happened. And then I predicted Roman Reigns was going to be at this event. And because there were tons of rumors that he was going to show up, Paul Heyman or somebody. And I said this last week, Peter, okay? And I quote, Cody Rhodes is up to something when you accept a Bloodline rules match, because he won the last one. It was great to see Arn Anderson there. He's going to be helping Cody Rhodes again. It's going to be super duper. I like the signing of Arn Anderson, and he's back with Cody Rhodes.
All right, let's go back out to the comments here. The tribal troll himself acknowledged me.
Acknowledge me.
Let's go out to Christopher Cole. SummerSlam was epic. If you guys want to talk about SummerSlam and your general thoughts of that pay-per-view, was it the best in the last 10 to 15 years? 727-255.
Yes.
0391 and 727-255-0391. And I got a story. Not only was I watching that, but I was watching the boxing pay-per-view there with Terrence Crawford, with good friend of the show, the Human Lottery Ticket, Mr. TJ Reeves, Jason Powers on Sports Podcast, watching that. Let's go out to Curtis, starting it off here on Turnbuckle Talk. Your general thoughts of SummerSlam. Welcome. You're on with yours truly, along with the bodyguard of the Berg, Mr. Ralph Williams.
Okay, I'm going to go down the line really quickly.
Go for it.
Okay. Number one, we all knew that Gunther was going to beat Damian Priest.
Correct.
Even if Finn Balor did not hit him. Finn Balor getting involved just made a better storyline with the Judgment Day breaking up.
Correct.
Okay. I saw the Rhea Ripley coming. I saw the Dom turning. I seen that coming. I think that Braun Breaker, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Braun Breaker as an Intercontinental title.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about that beating Sami Zayn. I mean, how big is that?
Don't get me wrong. Sami was a great champion because Sami fought whoever.
Sure.
I never take any credit away from Sami.
Right.
I've actually always liked Sami. I loved him and Kevin Owens, always going back and forth and everything. Braun Breaker, I think, is going to be a great IC champ. And they're going to have to almost try to kill that guy and take that title away from him.
Well, and they are, and they made him into a monster. And of course, you know, he always reminds me whenever he cuts a promo of his uncle more than his father. He's got his father's toughness, but his uncle's ability on the mic there, which I love. I guess Ralph is having a little bit of problem here, so we'll get you out of here.
I love to see him do the Frankensteiner on the top rope like his uncle.
Yeah, but
I love it.
I mean, they have made him into a beast, and him going over on Sami Zayn, I wasn't surprised by that. What I was really surprised by is LA Knight, and I think the payoff for a lot of fans saying, yeah, he's finally over, and he beats Logan Paul there
And Logan Paul suing him.
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Logan Paul suing LA Knight, but Logan Paul is being sued for using the name Prime, which belongs to a bunch of people, I'm told. And now he's being sued for about $50 million. So Logan Paul's being sued, and then Logan Paul's trying to make the money back by suing LA Knight.
Well, this is what I love. Number one. Number one, Triple H is trying to get rid of these part-timers.
Yes.
Logan Paul is a part-timer. He will never be fully invested into the WWE. Okay.
No.
I thought. Now I'm sorry, not to change gears, but I'm going over all this in my head.
Sure.
I thought Tippy Time was going to cash in.
Mm-hmm.
But when Bailey knocked her off of the ropes and Nia took advantage, it was over.
Well, yeah, what you're going to have is that buildup between both of those friends, right? That's going to be the next match, and that's exactly how you do it. And I think Logan Paul, say whatever you want to about him being a part-timer, but like Triple H said about a year ago, he's far too talented and too good, too fast at this point. So they want to continue to promote him. They want to, and I think more and more he's going to be a wrestler more than a social media guy.
Hey, Peter, here's the thing. I agree with you 100%.
Right.
But have him fight a Hall of Famer or something, not be a champ,
Here's the problem with Logan Paul. Logan Paul is always going to chase the BBD, the bigger, better deal. So when the bigger, better deal comes, he's gone.
Right.
I mean, if somebody came to him and tried to get him in a UFC ring and told him they pay him $50 million, he's gone.
Yeah.
With drop of a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's all part of the business. I mean, nobody talks about how, towards when The Rock started making movies, he was around, but then you slowly seen that he was gone more and more, more until he was just gone.
True. It's true. And I think he's going to definitely come back because that's exactly what they've set up here with the return of Roman Reigns. You're definitely going to have the final boss come back. I wanted to get your thoughts on this, Curtis, while you're on the phone. And, of course, bodyguard of the Berg, Mr. Ralph Williams. An Instagram post was put out there by the man, Becky Lynch, who said in so many words, it was great being the man at the time, but I love being a mom. Thank you very much for watching the special on A&E, of course, about her. Do we assume here, and I'll go out to you first, Curtis, and then we'll come out to you, Ralph. Curtis, do you assume that we've seen the last of Becky Lynch to where she's now going to be a full-time mom, or are we looking too much into it? Because that's what I kind of got from that message.
I'm going to say this about Becky Lynch.
Yes.
When her, God, I'm going to go old school, and I'm not trying to go on this, but when her and Sasha and Charlotte first all came out, I was a Becky Lynch fan. It was something different about Becky Lynch.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something. Becky Lynch has nothing else to prove. Nothing. So if she wants to go and be a mom, go be a mom.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you this, and Peter, I know you don't have any kids. I know you got your dog though.
No, I don't have any kids yet. Well, we're trying to work on that in the future. But yes, I got my dog. He's like my kid. Yes.
It is tough being a parent because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Correct. That is correct.
And and here's the thing. It's not like her and Seth need the money. Seth's not going nowhere.
Yep.
She'll always be around the WWE. When I watched the documentary on Booker T, and I saw how they bought his wife in so he could continue wrestling.
Sure.
They'll do whatever it takes for them to live comfortably as a family.
Yeah.
So if push came to shove and they wanted Becky Lynch, they would do whatever it took to make that happen.
Yeah, it's absolutely a great point. And with both of the parents being devoted, to the wrestling business, you gotta have one that stays at home, and it just certainly seems like you're exactly right. Becky has not only been frustrated with her role, but also probably is missing, her kid and wants to get back and be a mom. So
all you got to do is ask yourself this question:
yes,
is Becky Lynch a Hall of Famer right now?
Yes,
absolutely,
very much so.
Yes.
So with her being a Hall of Famer right now, she has nothing else to prove.
No,
it's true, unless there's a match out there that we have not seen before, which is possibly an AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, which has been talked about. Maybe
she's doing a lot of like book signings. She's got one or two books out there. She's doing special appearances for the WWE, so she doesn't really need to wrestle. I don't think. And if I was her, I'd hang it up myself.
There's money to be made. There's money to be made, my friend, and there's always matches out there and egos and everything.
She could even do a part-time match. I mean, she could go up against AJ Lee, like you said, Peter.
I tell you what. If I was Becky, I'd be interested in one match.
Yeah,
they bring Sasha Banks back, and they hold on, hear me out. They bring Sasha back,
okay, and
they put her and Sasha and Charlotte in a WrestleMania match against each other, just for old time's sake. I'd watch it because that was the women's revolution right there.
You're exactly right. And I think that could be definitely talked about there. Let's go out to our YouTube. Peter, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief. Appreciate the YouTube super chat. Mr. Frankie there from Wisconsin. Anything else here, Curtis?
Well, I acknowledge Peter too as the Rolex wearing, Tesla driving.
Yes, Tesla driving.
He does that. He does that Uber with his Tesla.
I do. I make money off of it. That's what you got.
That's right.
You want to hear something funny? I literally just got out of a guy's Tesla in an Uber.
Well, there you go. See, and listen, if I'm driving around town because I'm doing my fourth job, so if I'm not doing sales during the day, I'm not doing the sports web at night, I'm not doing the JP Peterson show, I'm around town. The Rolex Reporter, you can ride with the Rolex Reporter in my Tesla when I'm doing Uber, and we can talk sports, we can talk anything you want to. Absolutely.
I'm sorry. The last thing I gotta say is,
yes.
Did we all not call the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match?
I mean,
we did. Yes, we did.
I mean, we all knew Seth was either going to screw somebody one way or the other.
Right.
We all knew it.
Yes.
No, CM Punk screwed himself. That's what happened.
Well, listen, Ralph, I know he did kind of screw himself to a certain degree. And Curtis, we got to let you go, man. We appreciate the call. As always, we're going to get out to Frankie, but you killed it, my friend. We'll give you the Ric Flair right there. Let's go out to Frankie from Wisconsin, and we'll talk about that. Let me go out to this comment. The Rolex wearing chief right there, Peter Blake. Appreciate you, boss. Let's go out to the Hill Mark here, Frankie from Wisconsin. We'll talk about that CM Punk match because he did screw himself and he did get emotionally attached. And it came down to the bracelet, whether it was Drew McIntyre wearing it and then spotting Seth Rollins instead of pinning him. So that's a great storyline. And then, of course, Drew showed up on Monday night, and it certainly seemed like it was going to come to blows there with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. We know their history. We know that the future is bright with those guys. You could see possibly a WrestleMania match. But Frankie, let me go out to you. What did you think of that SummerSlam match with Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk and Seth Rollins? Did it live up to all the hype, in your opinion?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
It seemed so stale. I wanted so much carnage.
Okay.
I really did. I wanted blood and guts, man. You know what I mean?
And see, I think it's a foreshadowing.
I wanted total carnage.
I think it's a foreshadowing of things to come here, Ralph, because there is talk of them having a Hell in the Cell match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. So are you ready to say, take my money, Ralph, to see that match with CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in Hell in the Cell?
Oh, I would love to see that match. That would be a great match. I think that's going to be the end of this rivalry in that match.
Oh, yeah.
So I would love to see that. That would be a great match for Hell in a Cell. And that's coming up in October.
Yeah. I believe it's Bad Blood. So go
or
ahead.
Whatever it's called now.
Yeah, whatever they're going to call it. I wish
there's going to be some good rivalry matches in that thing.
We got War Games too.
I wish the October pay-per-view would be called Halloween Havoc still. Come on.
Well, WCW lives in our hearts forever. I mean, of course.
I mean, that was such a great pay-per-view name.
Wasn't it?
Halloween Havoc.
Yes, Halloween. Yeah, and who could forget the Halloween Havoc where you had, I believe it was at the time, it was Goldberg versus Sting, or it was Goldberg versus DDP, and the match ran over the 11 o'clock hour, and nobody saw the finish of it. Was it Goldberg and Sting, Ralph?
Yeah, it was Goldberg Sting. Yeah.
Yes.
11 o'clock rolled up, and they just went like this. It's over.
So weird. So terrible. And
yeah.
And the
anyway,
yes.
So what I want to there's some stuff I want to touch on.
Okay.
First, thank you for the comment earlier. We're gonna, obviously, as this is the heel mark.
Yes, sir.
We'll thank you for the, all the, thank you for that earlier.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it so much.
You deserve it, man.
Man, I honestly, I wasn't expecting any of this. I really wasn't. I'm just doing this for people to get their giggles, and wow.
Well, if you don't know what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, he definitely knows how to make reels. And he went, I saw something that had 256,000 likes on a reel that he made about some girl sucking a chicken wing and having Shawn Michaels and Triple H and DX mode there in the ring with their faces. So very creative, my friend, as always. All right, I want you to talk about SummerSlam. Talk about it.
SummerSlam, that match was just, I don't see the match and the big thing that my complaint for SummerSlam, honestly, was the Gunther DP match.
Didn't like
Because honestly, I felt like you could have had Gunther win clean, and you didn't need to have
Right.
it
Finn Balor,
as dirty.
Well, listen, the reason why you do Finn Balor in the first place is to create that friction of why the Judgment Day is going to break up.
Well, yeah, you could have done it after the match. You could have done it on Monday Night Raw. But, having it as, like I'm saying, there was so many quote unquote dirty finishes during a pay-per-view. I mean, Gunther could have won that match clean. We all know it. So why are you going to have Finn Balor get involved and make it a dirty finish when you could have had Finn Balor come in the match after with DP and then just clothesline him or whatever?
I'm going to answer this question. First, Gunther always wins ugly and dirty, but you cannot deny the ring general and what he's done the last year and a half. It's been amazing.
Yes, very much so.
I don't think it took it away for him not winning clean. What I think it did, again, it comes down to, long-term storytelling, long-term booking. You've been trying to create this friction with the Judgment Day. You've been trying to find a reason to break them up. Now you have a reason because Finn Balor basically screwed over the leader and knew about Dom and Liv and showed that on Monday night, which, by the way, was also a great show. So the reason why you do that, again, is to, sell that storyline of the Judgment Day breaking up, at least with Rhea Ripley and of course,
Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I forget his name. I don't know why. So, yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about, NXT.
Okay.
I love my NXT.
You watch that. I need to watch more of that. It's tough for me to watch.
You do. Seriously, obviously, this is two big things coming out of NXT.
Okay.
Joe Hendry, when he made his statement, he said he's sticking around. And Joe Hendry is literally he's having 2 matches every week.
Pretty amazing. He's definitely over with
the crowd. Seriously, that if you're not a fan of Joe Hendry, you're not appreciating real wrestling. I'm just saying.
I think you also have to be a fan of NXT and Shawn Michaels and what he's done. Bringing in
Ethan Page,
1 week, bringing this in and bringing that in and having attention. It's crazy as it sounds. And look, they're getting ready to go to CW Sports.
Oh yeah, But the other big thing that you had, the Wesley heel turn.
I saw that. What's that all
about? Oh, man.
He kind of like Carmelo Hayes, too, when he was
exactly
heel
right.
turn,
He kind of like Shawn Michaels, right? I mean,
he
turned on Marty Jannetty. You saw him turn on his partner. He turns on his brother. He turns on the other guy, kicks the guy in the nuts, and goes completely crazy. So I'll be curious to see how they play this out.
I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm already loving it.
Okay.
Because I'm a heel mark, I'm loving it. But I'm like, please don't mess it up because this could be golden. Just don't mess it up. But it's HBK. He knows what he's doing.
He definitely knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he knows what he's doing. But now, Ralph, you watch AEW just as much as I do.
Yeah, pretty much,
and I'm so disappointed. I'm watching Dynamite, man. And I'm sitting here dude, I'm getting lost in Instagram.
Well, because
it's on 8, I'm scrolling through Instagram rather than paying attention to AEW because it was that boring.
Because there's no storytelling. That's what they're
at all. Honestly, the most exciting thing that happened on AEW tonight, Hook is back. That's it. Seriously. How exciting is that you have honestly, and he's a mid-card guy, and I love the guy. He's one of my favorites. And he's back, and that's your biggest storyline.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is here, and the dog agrees with you. Hillmark Frankie from Wisconsin. Man, I appreciate the call. We'll talk more about AEW in just a little bit. As always, thanks a lot for calling. Turnbuckle Talk. Going to AEW, this story came out where there was a disturbance backstage where Britt Baker was in some type of situation with MJF, and she was trying to get into it with MJF's girlfriend, and now she gets suspended. That whole disturbance backstage. I mean, once again, another disturbance backstage. Are we really surprised by AEW and all this stuff going on backstage? I mean, it's really a direct reflection of leadership right now that's going on in this wrestling organization, right?
Oh, it's been like that for a while. When Jericho had Kenny Omega, and the locker room's out of control. The inmates run the asylum there, because as I've said many times, AEW is out of control. Tony Khan don't know what he's doing, and we'll see what he does with Shane McMahon being there. Supposedly Shane's going to be a part-time wrestler and work in creative, so we're going to see where that goes. You know.
I'm curious to see if that's worked out or not, if that's going to work out.
There's always that kind of stuff, Peter. It's been going on since they started. Backstage stuff. Ridiculous things, too. It's my little dog named Bailey.
Oh, hey, Bailey. How you doing?
Yeah.
Buckle Talk. Now,
I told him I wanted him to see his friend Alexander, his doggy friend. So.
Well, Alex is sleeping right now. Thank God.
Oh, good.
We don't want him to
go ahead, buddy.
We don't want him to be barking, but also Britt Baker in the news, as it looks like she's been cast in Cobra Kai, according to PW Insider Elite.com. Baker will be starring in the series that continues the Karate Kid franchise's story. The outlet confirmed Baker will be playing a character in the final season, which, if you watch the first 5 episodes,
right,
amazing.
Yeah,
which was described them as a European fighter on a team competing in an international karate tournament. So reportedly, Baker filmed her scenes before her return to AEW, which was delayed due to her filming. PWIE could not confirm just how large of a role the former champion will play in the series, but she is set to appear in the later episodes. The series is set to premiere on Netflix in November. You have to wait until November.
It's going to be a 3-part season, Peter. They're going to have one segment. They're going to do like The Sopranos. When they did their final season, they split it up. Well, that's what's going to happen with Cobra Kai. It's going to be broken up into 3 segments. It'll be like 10 episodes, and then they're going to take a break and go into 10 more episodes and 10 more. This is it for them. This is the final season for Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad to see it go, but I think they can only tell the story so many times and so many episodes and so many seasons.
Well, David Chase ran out of ideas with The Sopranos. That's why they only lasted 6 seasons. He wanted, and I hear they're bringing it back. It's going to be called Soprano. And supposedly James Gandolfini's son is going to be the head man.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to look at that at the end of the day. We'll see. Let's see here. Let's go out to Tony Khan. Right now, this is the most important time ever for AEW. We're on the verge of the most important deal we'll ever make. This upcoming media rights, it's been great working with Warner Brothers Discovery on the future. For all these years, we had so much great experience with Warner Brothers Discovery, and now under the leadership of David Zaslav, the company for us, the connection, the things we've been able to do, I think it's getting stronger and stronger. He also goes on to say, and this is, of course, the deal for AEW, their TV deal, which is so important for their viability for them to go on. I think now over 5 years, it's really been building to the point where AEW is going to jump into the media rights, be a very profitable, successful company that has lived up to every expectation we ever could have had, because we've done so many amazing things in these years. We've had all these amazing pay-per-view records. Absolutely. We really come in. We've done pay-per-view numbers, whether adjusted or straight up head-to-head, very strong compared to the last few years of WCW, and I think that's really a success story. Goes on also. I think pay-per-views are really fun, but it's really interesting because interesting business point that our business on pay-per-view has continued to get stronger. This year has been great for us. We've had some huge events, including Revolution, which is one of our biggest pay-per-views ever. Your thoughts? I mean, it certainly seems like, and I believe TNT has lost the NBA now to Amazon Prime and NBC. So now they have AEW. They have their TV deal. It really is an important time for Tony Khan and this wrestling organization, right?
Absolutely. Tony Khan has to make every effort to try to keep this wrestling group intact, or this company intact. Tony Khan got lucky, and the reason why I say that is because the NBA has moved to other networks, and if it wasn't for the NBA moving to other networks, I think AEW might have been a redheaded stepchild, which is what they were before that happened. And if the NHL pulls out as well, TBS and TNT are just going to be movies and wrestling, and whatever repeat series they have going on there, So, but it's good for AEW to have a contract, to have a national network on TV, and and they need to do that with ROH. They need to take ROH and move it into their own brand. I've been saying this for a long time now. They need to quit having ROH people on AEW, and they need to quit doing that. You know what I mean? Just focus on one company, and then take ROH. Let Scott D'Amore or Shane McMahon or whoever run it, and let them do their thing on another network. That's what they need to do.
All right, good stuff there. Christopher Cole says triple threat match in a steel cage, certainly possible. Christopher, good.
Yeah.
I tried to watch NXT but couldn't get into it.
It's going to be a while before Seth Rollins comes back. So they get involved with that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre thing. So.
Wow,
but I have a report here from Sean's View Entertainment, who does reports on wrestling. Now, I don't know if this is true. Some of his reports can be kind of bogus, but he says that it's official. Bronson Reed has been fired or released. So I don't believe that. It's all going to be spread around.
That's nonsense. So, that's nonsense. They're not going to fire him. They're most likely going to have a wrestling match with him and Seth Rollins. And that's the way to do it. That's how you build up your young superstars.
Yeah. But it's going to be a while before Rollins comes back. He's in bad shape, I heard. I mean, really.
We'll see. Because I think you've got to do something with them while it's hot. You have a guy, a monster that you're building up. Now he's taking down an established star. That's the vehicle of having a guy. You try to get him over. You have a match. And then eventually it leads to Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, most likely.
Adam Pearce, Peter, has been the Raw show's been out of control, and now Nick Aldis is starting to do that. Nick Aldis was supposed to, when he first took that job, he says, "I'm cracking a whip." Well, you know what? He lets the Bloodline do whatever they want. He let, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. That's not cracking a whip. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. For a while there, he let Logan Paul do whatever he wanted. So I mean, and that's not cracking a whip.
Well, it's not cracking the whip, but it's definitely a storyline. Now, I want to go out to Bully Ray here. He had some comments about Karrion Kross, which Mark Mancini will usually have him on the show. Former XPW announcer. He loves Karrion Kross. He loves Scarlett Boudreaux. I think that's her name. Scarlett. Bully Ray had this to say. Unfortunately, I think Karrion Kross was one of the most tapered with gimmicks that I've seen in a long time. He says Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux and NXT were presented in a way that was so cool. You wanted to see their interest. You wanted to see him wrestle. You wanted to see her turn over the hourglass. Bully say Vince McMahon didn't do Kross any favors by placing him in a new ring attire that resembled a dollar store version of Lord Humongous. Of course, Humongous was a wrestling character portrayed in the 80s by a rotating cast of big men directly inspired by the main antagonist of the 1981 Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. It was so gimmicky, and I don't think he's ever really bounced back from that. I don't think it's catching on. Bully said he didn't know who to blame for his feelings of indifference, whether it was WWE Creative or the Final Testament themselves as performers. He said that in certain instances, performers can be given the best creative in the world, but if they fail to execute, it shows they may not be worth investing more creative energy into. The entire gimmick does feel a bit 80s right now. Big guys, warriors of the wasteland. It's all dark and menacing. It's not resonating with anybody, and they haven't destroyed anybody enough for people to care. And the last sentence there, why do I care about Karrion Kross? Why do I care about Scarlett? You cared when they came from NXT. You lost that care. in your opinion, you've seen them. You've seen them run the Final Testament or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
Can they rebound? Can they make a run out of this? Can they do something, or is his character just ruined at this point?
Well, the whole thing is ruined. That faction, the AOP, was gone for a while here. One of the guys was hurt. They haven't been around for what, 2 years maybe?
Yeah.
And then you bring back Paul Ellering. He's as old as Social Security. And then you got and then you bring in Karrion Kross, who if you ever hear the song from The Who, Teenage Wasteland, he's part of that wrestling wasteland. They messed him up with creative badly. He probably could have been more. They could have promoted him more and everything else. Now he's in this faction. Things are what they are. It's not. If I'm Karrion Kross, I would just work out my contract with WWE and go somewhere else and recreate myself. That's what I would do if I'm Karrion Kross, because right now he's in a dead heat. Right now he's not even relevant at this point.
Well, he's not, and you're maybe right. You may have to repackage him. You repackage this storyline. Who knows? I don't know. I saw the White Six last night. They have gotten over. I don't know if people really buy into the supernatural whole deal. I tell you what, let's go out to the phone lines here. I don't know if he wants to talk wrestling. I have a feeling he doesn't want to talk wrestling. He wants to talk about his Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mr. Williams, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
All right. First of all, Solo Sikoa.
Whoa!
Roman Reigns is going to kill you.
You're a wrestling fan. Oh, my God.
Okay. I grew up on that.
Whoa, Mr. Williams.
The question is here, Peter, Mr. Williams, is who is Roman Reigns going to have for the Civil War? That's what's going to happen. That's what I want to know.
Well,
who Roman Reigns is going to have for the Civil War coming up at the Survivor Series?
Mr. Williams.
All right, we're gonna reunite both twin brothers. We're gonna reunite them guys.
Correct.
Right.
And they're gonna come back and join Roman, and that I already know that The Rock is gonna go over to where Solo Sikoa is.
Oh, correct.
I already know that's gonna happen.
Correct. The final boss, yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that the other guy is gonna come over and gonna help Roman out. I forgot his name.
Sami Zayn.
Well, Sammy and the other Samoan guy that's gonna come over also.
I'm trying to think right now who you're talking about when it comes to the other guy. And
yeah, right. Cause it's like he's coming from East. And I want to say that other wrestling, but anyway.
Okay, MLW. I think it is.
That there is gonna happen, but anyway, now back to my Buccaneers. Harry the Greek, long time.
Yeah, he's not here. It's Ralph Williams. Harry the Greek. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, I don't know if we're related or not. If we are, well, you know.
You got Ralph Williams and you got Mr. Williams.
Mr. Here. Williams, yeah.
Yeah, man. My bad. Can I talk to you
That's
later?
Okay.
My bad.
That's all right.
But though, yeah, man.
Yes.
My Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the verge of going to Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're gonna let my starters sit out.
Is that what you want? Do you want your starters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. This is my first preseason game. I done seen what kind of practice they had. Are they looking good? Are they looking real good?
Yep.
Baker looking up to par.
Had a great day today, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, man. I want Baker to sit out. Put them guys on some cleats. Either the second or the last game, man. The second or the last preseason game.
Yeah.
Let these guys that's trying to get these backup spots let's let them play. I say, let's let these guys play.
Well, it's
And
certainly
let's see.
it's certainly a possibility, and that's the reason why you have preseason in the
Yeah,
first
man.
place.
Let
Yes.
these guys play, and let's see what kind of backups are we gonna have, and may God forbid whoever get that backup job behind my quarterback if he ever go down.
Well,
Jesus,
yeah,
man.
Kyle Trask and John Wolford, who have not been impressive. So we'll see if Kyle
Yeah,
Trask can step up.
Kyle Trask have not been impressive, not even in practice.
No, he has not been.
That boy threw 9 interceptions.
He's not been good this year. I don't know about 9
Yeah.
interceptions, but you know,
I know, man. Actually, man, that first practice was ridiculous for that boy.
Right.
That was ridiculous.
All right, Mr.
That
Williams.
was.
What else?
Hey, man, but like I say, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Hey, man, hats goes off to him. But welcome back to my guy Randy Orton.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
man,
Yes.
we hear voices in our head too.
Well, yeah, and then
I hear some.
I know you
Harry
do.
the Greek.
He
Harry the Greek.
hears lots of voices in his head. Harry does.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Harry, just know I'm waiting to meet you.
Yes.
A surprise meeting. Meet you and some chicken wings.
Yes.
You somewhere listening.
Yes, he
I
is.
know he's listening.
You need to come out like the Undertaker. You know, like the Undertaker used to come out on Harry.
Oh yeah, man. I'm waiting on your phone call.
And choke slam him to hell. That's what you need to do.
I'm waiting on your phone call so you can tell me where y'all at, and I'm gonna walk right up on it, man.
Oh man, I love
And he's gonna be like, "Who is this?" Just think about it.
Good.
You're gonna know who I am.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you really quick here, Mr. Williams, seeing as you're such a wrestling fan. Randy Orton versus Gunther. Take my money. You looking forward to that match?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
All right.
Randy Orton got 3 letters.
Yes, he does. RKO.
That's gonna take that title away from Gunther, because you know the way he got it, it wasn't fair to that guy from Judgment Day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't
It
fair
wasn't
to him when
fair.
they had a match. Remember, they had Orton versus Gunther, and it was very questionable how Gunther won that match. And I think that's what they're going off of. Mr. Williams.
Hey man,
yes.
Number Love.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, you guys keep doing a good job, and
thank you.
Hey man, go Bucks, and we're gonna see how far we're gonna go this year, man.
Yep.
And hey man, I take my hat off to Baker. He's looking real good.
Yep.
Hope he can keep up the good work and let these critics know he wasn't a one-hit wonder. But hold on, I got one more thing to say.
Yes, say it, Mr. Williams.
That last game, I'm in Dallas.
Okay.
I'm in Dallas.
Okay.
And boy, that's gonna be a hell of a game there, because right now that game they only got standing room right now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, and there's a lot of expectations on what that could mean for the Bucs division. Mr. Williams, appreciate the call as always.
Hey man, number love, man.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you as always. An excited Bucs fan and a wrestling fan. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I was shocked myself. Yeah,
our wrestling fans. Let's go out to Scott. He's a wrestling fan. AEW is trying to be WCW, but they need to do their own thing. I never got into AEW. Only a few wrestlers. I like Darby, Sting, Punk, Jericho, etc. I like WWE more. Too much backstage drama, and people keep leaving AEW. Spot on, my friend. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spot on there. Great stuff, Scott. Thank you very much for your contributions to the show tonight. Keep on tuning in. We appreciate you here on the Sports Web. Uso Brothers, says Christopher Cole. Good stuff. Drew CM Punk Rollins reminds me of the Brett Shawn feud. really quick, because we're going to wrap it up there. Is that what you see with the Brett-Shawn feud with, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre? What reminds me of the Brett-Shawn feud, and it was real heat there, was Seth versus CM Punk. That reminds me of it. Drew, yeah, it's good, but Seth and CM Punk, to me, that's the winner. That's going to be a WrestleMania 41 match. What do you say?
Oh yeah, it's going to be that's a WrestleMania match right there. I don't see the Punk McIntyre going very far. Just a Hell in a Cell in a cage, and then after that, I think that's over with. Punk gets his bracelet back, and then McIntyre, they find some other way to use him creatively, which of course, they'll do that. AEW, like who was it? Scott said, AEW is trying to be like WCW. They're trying to emulate them, and it's not working. They need to do their own thing, and I think they're real soon. If you've noticed, I don't watch Collision very often, but sometimes I do. And if you notice now, they're in smaller venues with that.
Sure.
They seem to have separated it from Dynamite, because when you used to go to a Dynamite show, you would get the Friday night show and Collision and Dynamite all in one show. But now they're not doing it that way, and they're putting Collision in a separate entity, and it's a real small thing. I think you're going to see that a lot more with AEW. They're having trouble selling out their events, and that's and it's because they don't have what WWE has. And I've said this many times. You could throw dirt out there. You could have the worst matches in the world, but people would show up for a WWE event. If AEW has bad matches, nobody watches and nobody shows up.
All right, great show, Peter. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll end it right there. Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg. Thanks a lot for your time here on the Evolution on Turnbuckle.
Thank you for having me on, Peter. As always,
absolutely
appreciate it.
Good times, my friend. Lots of great sports talk tonight. Trying to catch my voice here, because 2.5 hours of Bucs talk with wall-to-wall calls, and this is what I expected. This is what I would expect on Saturday night. We'll see if we have a pregame show. Not sure, but more than likely, we are definitely going to have a postgame edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. So keep on tuning in. Facebook stars are out there. Give to the content. YouTube super chats. Appreciate all the phone calls tonight. All the guests. The legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty, former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions. And, of course, Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg with Turnbuckle Talk. That's what we do on Wednesday nights. Again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Go to TikTok, subscribe to that channel. Go to Instagram, subscribe to that channel, as we are just trying to bring the visibility of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. What is this show? It is a cross between a TV radio show without the station. It is for the Tampa Bay sports fan, for sports fans in general, to interact, engage, call up, and do what you do. 3 things. You know them, you love them, you got to have them. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Bucs fans, you know how much I love you. It's your time. We'll see you on Saturday night. Bucs versus the Bengals on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Have a good night. And as always, go Bucs.